Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live for the returning Manchester United, Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur show, Man United podcast, Ballers at the Bridge podcast, talking that Tottenham Talk podcast to discuss all three of those clubs that I just mentioned. Manuel Ugarte agrees personal terms with Manchester United. Look at Manchester United moving like a serious football club, moving in an excellent fashion, moving expeditiously, moving efficient. I'm trying to think of something else with E to as a describing word, but I can't think of one. But I got three. But yeah, Manchester United agree in personal terms with Manuel Ugarte. Caught me by surprise. Caught me well off guard. So we'll be discussing that. Greenwood has officially made his move to Marseille. What else was I going to say? And then reports are also coming out saying that McTominay or Casemiro could be leaving to make space for Ugarte as well. In regards to Chelsea, got the whole Enzo Fernandez situation. It's not just Enzo. He just happened to be the one that was stupid enough to go live, but he's been backed by DePaul. DePaul talking a whole load of nonsense. That Egypt McAllister talking a whole load of nonsense. I think is it the vice president of Argentina? She's there talking a whole load of nonsense, and everybody's culpable. I blame everybody. It's not just Enzo Fernandez. It's not just McAllister. It's not just DePaul. Everybody who was on that coach, including the Manchester United players. Like, this is beyond football. So Lisandro Martinez, Garnacho, as much as Emi Martinez, Romero, everyone who plays for a Premier League club there, everyone who plays for any club, doesn't matter if it's a club in Europe, doesn't matter if it's a club in Saudi Arabia, doesn't matter if it's a club in South America. But people showing their true colors, that's what I will say. People showing us true colors. Yeah, just this guy. I'll just see what he written in the chat. Yeah, Egypt. Surfer's not yet here. But he will be here shortly. But this show is back with the Euros and Copa America being over. The Man United podcast and all the crossovers, including this one, are back. So welcome to the live in the building. My bro, you know what I'm saying? Cody, you already know. Man like Jez in the building. Yes, family, what are you saying?
Hey, we back, baby. We back, baby. I love this game.
You're such a fool.
Come on, man.
You're such a fool. So yes, we are back, people. Obviously, this is the second to last crossover to make its return. The United Liverpool show will indeed be back tomorrow, but it's good to be back. Even though me and Jez were speaking to each other regardless, because he was on the vast majority of the watch along. It's good to be back on the show. I've missed this. Like I said, Surfer will be here shortly. But get your questions in, people. Please keep them Manchester United, Chelsea, or Tottenham Hotspur related. There isn't really much news with Spurs, but if you don't have any Spurs questions for Jez, or you may have a Spurs question for me, that is absolutely fine, people. That is absolutely fine. Big up to Warrior J. He says Manchester United have agreed on personal terms with Manuel Ugarte. Contract terms discussed. Player keen on move to United, even without Champions League football. Club-to-club talk continue with PSG as more clubs also inquired. Same agent as Lenny Euro, Jorge Mendes. And that's from Fabrizio Romano. So we're discussing that. Big up to nephew in the chat, AJB. I see you in the chat. Buna also in the chat as well. I am starring the best questions. And let's run up the likes, though. Let's hit that like button, people, expeditiously. We're already at over 20 likes, just under 30 people in there. Let's get up to 30 likes. Make sure you share across all the socials. Wait, there we are. That's me, Flawless. At Sarcasm City TV. At Sarcasm City TV. At That's Me Flawless right there, people. Please share. Please retweet and like on the Twitter. Share from the Instagram as well, because it all helps. And just as important, even more so important today, subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. And you know why? It's even more important than usual, because we're now under 100 subscribers away from 12K. Look at what we've built, people. What's that Drake meme? You know what I'm saying? Look around. Look at what we've built. This is us. So salute to everyone supporting, man, for real. So please hit that subscribe button. But back onto Manuel Ugarte. Like I said, surprised, shocked in the way Manchester United are moving. But it makes sense. I'm a fan of Ugarte. I've seen some people aren't a fan of the deal. I don't know why. I really don't know why. I look at Ugarte as a player and I go, he's a good player. I'm saying he's an actual athletic six who goes and wins the ball back. And that's something I said all last season about Manchester United that was so lacking, was that a lack of athleticism in one of the most athletic leagues. In just an athletic game, because that's where not even just the Premier League, but football is going at the top level. And he provides a lot of that. Also, technically good as well. Like, he's not going to play defense splitting passes, but that's not his job. I trust him from a technical aspect. When he adds some very much needed bite and some very much needed defensive nous and just some quality. But I was talking about this. He's an upgrade he's a better version of Amrabat. He's a much like what Amrabat does, Ugarte does, but to a higher level. So I'm all for it. I don't think people realize how bad our midfield options are. Yes, it still depends on how we're going to play. Could he play next to a Maino? How does he fit in a midfield with Bruno, etc., etc.? But that's all yet to be seen. But I think Manchester United are going to be relying on individual quality, and I've stated this. So bringing in a player the caliber of Ugarte, I am all for. I think it'd be a good time. I think he suits the Premier League down to a T. The game, the manner in which he plays. Because where was he at before PSG, Jez? Where was he at?
Sporting.
And even at Sporting, there was links with him to the Premier League. I was a fan of him at Sporting.
Yeah, Liverpool, yeah.
Liverpool, that was it. That was like, what? He seems like he looks like a good player when I've watched him for PSG, which is not regularly, but I've watched him more than I've watched the Euro. I like what I've seen. I watched him in the Copa America. I like what I see. Combative, athletic, technically decent midfielder. And like I said, defensive now as well. So I like that. He's not going to be bullied. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to shirk challenges. If you go and get a more creative player next to him, I think that's the player. Like, I like the partnership with him and Maino. Obviously, depending on how we're going to play. That's really when I can judge it properly, because I have no idea what Manchester United are going to do style-wise. I really, really don't. But yeah, we'll see. Yes, nephew, I might run some bingo at the end. See, and Ryan says, I think a guy is shit, but United are doing business and addressing what they need quickly, to be fair. In fact, Ryan thinks he's shit gives me more confidence now. If Ryan came here and was like, he's 100 million and he's total quality, then I'd be like, I like the fact that Ryan thinks he's shit. It's fantastic. Like, if Jez said he's shit, as much as it pays me to admit, if Jez said that, then I'm worried.
What does that even mean?
You know what I'm saying? If Jez was, I just hate giving you credit, but if you say it, because you are annoyingly right a lot of the time, like to the point where I'm like, I can't even really question it too tough because Jez is watching more than me, and you have the ability to take your emotion away from judging a player and just judge it on face value, which I do rate.
Because like you see, like obviously I see there's a lot going on in the timeline. There's a lot going on. Obviously, like there's like a lot going on, man, and obviously there's football timelessness is a funny thing because like a lot of people see United doing all the deals right now, and they don't like seeing those deals happening. I've been actually talking very positively actually on the timeline about these United deals. I'm talking about, okay, they're getting done what they want to get done, even if things maybe don't gel immediately. You get in it shows currently that we just want to get the business done early.
Carry on talking, guys. My shit just froze. Carry on talking.
Yeah, the guys wanna they want to make sure these guys are in for the pre-season for the manager, and they're doing it in an efficient manner. Like, to be honest, like obviously Flores was saying he was surprised by this agreement. I'm not really too surprised, to be honest. Like, I think earlier it came out that Jorge Mendes is apparently just doing the God's work right now, and with certain agent, like for example the Benfica thing, where Joe Neves is going to PSG. Obviously, Lenny Euro, also represented by Mendes, going to United. Ugarte, represented by Jorge Mendes as well, going to United. So when you have somebody in between clubs and players, it makes a lot quicker. And PSG, they're keen to sell him. Manuel Ugarte is fine to leave because he probably knows. Even Fabrizio tweeted earlier, by getting Ugarte in, one of McTominay or Casemiro goes, which is funny because you know who's better, but clearly they're still not decided yet who's going to leave. Obviously, let's see. But I'm not surprised, to be honest, that United just did so fast with the agreement. I don't think it's hard to really convince a player like Ugarte to say, let me leave PSG. I don't think some high wages that higher wages. Actually, I thought he was on way much higher wages, but he isn't. So I think it's just swiftly done. Like literally, what's only really setting those two teams apart is the fact that PSG just needs to tell United like a sum, and then depending if United is happy with the sum, I think they could actually finish very smoothly. To be honest, like, and Enrique doesn't favor him anymore either. He dropped him for like I think the second half of the season, ended up dropping him, so he doesn't even favor him. So it goes into United's favor as well. So like I debated this earlier with the United fans who doesn't want him, where he doesn't believe it's not guaranteed it's gonna happen, which is true. No transfers are guaranteed, but
Facts.
for me it looks too advanced, or it looks too straightforward. It looks too straightforward for me to see the Ugarte thing and just say, United's just not gonna go into him anymore. But obviously you talked about just quickly about obviously people don't really rate him and that. I kind of look at it from the perspective of, because I actually share a lot of the opinion of people of how they feel about Ugarte, but like you mentioned, and what I mentioned is his biggest strengths are the fact that he's defensively not only is standpoint physical, where he's not going to get bullied, but he can also win duels. And what I always say is, if you don't have just pure ability in midfield, and just let these guys just decide what they want to do, build a cohesive midfield that works and makes everybody just play well together. No, the question is the manager going to do that? Is the team even constructed where you can have a cohesive midfield? And these are the two questions. So if Ugarte is going to come in and United play like the same way you did last season, that is going to look like dog shit.
Yeah, of course. As the crazy part is, as any midfield is, insert midfielder name here. If he's gonna, and we could, and you know what, we could look like that. I'm fully aware of.
Yes, and
there's no guarantee.
Like somebody saw the news and said, "You'll get ready to put bets on him for yellow cards," because he racks up yellow cards as well. So
good.
This is what I say, Joe.
If he's wrapping up yellow cards, that's me, man.
He's active. Yes, he's active. Yeah, and he's active. Yeah, he's active. Yeah, 100%. So that's just why I say, like, for me, it's like I kind of get why people are because it's just not the end that a lot of people would like to see. Like, it's kind of like the opinion that about have of Amadou Onana, who's going to Villa now. I'm saying that build something where it then also works. Don't if Villa were to, for example, bring in Onana to be a ball playing DM there, then of course it's a dumbass idea. But if they're gonna make it work, I feel like Onana can be a good asset to them. Even though I think it's 50 million is a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. But I think you made the point there. People, and Kante is obviously there's exceptions to the rule. People just don't like destroyers anymore. It's not fashionable. There isn't one that I can think of outside of Kante who people go, yeah, like that style wise, like profile. Like I because I grew up on him. It's kind of like, all right, I don't mind him, but people want a Busquets or Rodri or that type. Whereas this is just a different DM. And yeah, Lex, this is the regular show. Yeah. This is the regular show. People don't. Whereas, is there a space for it? Yeah, like you mentioned, Onana, that's somebody else as well. Again, it's about using them correctly. But whether it's a Rodri type or it's an Ugarte type, how are they being utilized? Big up Surfer in the cut as well. We've got superstar Surfer in the building. I'm saying you can see him on Carefree Lewis G, see him on Saeed TV, see him on Never a Foul, see him on Staffy TV. I was saying, and let's go on and on and on.
I don't know why I'm on the same panel as somebody as famous as that, man. It's crazy, bro.
Well, I've got to make sure I keep me down to earth, so I just mix with regular people. So
as long as I know I can keep the as long as I know I can keep the rich humble, it's all good, man. I'm good supporting role here, man.
Just got to remember where you came from. Do you know what I mean? It's all good.
Yes, sir.
So Surf is in the cut as well. Surf, I hope you're good also as well. But yeah, obviously we will get to Chelsea because there's a lot going on with your mob. Same way there's a lot going on.
You can talk about whatever you want. Let's keep away from us.
Yeah. It's great because someone did ask, and don't worry, but we go get to it. But yeah, thoughts on Ugarte agreeing personal terms with Manchester United. Where do you stand with it?
Two thoughts come to mind. I'm a bit like, wary at PSG getting rid of a player that they just bought a year ago. They don't, for much as I think they're a basket case of a club, they don't usually do that unless they really don't think the player's going to work out for them. I think he was bought in to be their linchpin, and then Zaya Emery comes along and then just outperforms it. Really, I've been reading a lot that I think you've agreed personal terms. I think you're matching what he makes at PSG, and some of the add-ons are more realistic of him to achieve at Manchester United. Like I wouldn't. By the way, don't be surprised you won't see a Ballon d'Or add-on.
Hey, run that Ballon d'Or add-on in, man. 20
yeah,
million.
or
Stuff
like that. I've been reading he's quite reckless, but I don't know. We were. This is from a Chelsea point of view. As an inside, he's got a PSG link. He was just going that they signed him, but he just didn't turn out what they thought they were buying.
That's it to me. Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? And I don't know whether that's the school of thought, whether his sort of style doesn't mix with an Enrique system, Enrique style of play. Their sort of DM, their number 6. I don't know if he's really built for that sort of that passing 6, and stuff like that. And I don't know what the 6 in a Ten Hag side looks like, because Casemiro is supposed to be a 6, and one season he's like your joint top scorer. And the next season, he's like being run around playing centre back and everywhere else. So I really don't know. It's an interesting signing. I just don't know. Ugarte is like, it could work out. I mean, it could be something where in a year's time or 6 months' time we're going, yeah, that's a coup, that was a steal. Or in 6 months' time we're going, yeah, I understand why PSG got rid of him. Do you know what I mean? And especially under Ten Hag, it's like, I can understand United fans getting gassed over their signings, which is ironic.
Hey, don't get that.
No, some United fans get gassed over signings, and you were like prodding us with the stick like all last summer, like what United over signings for. But no, it's still, there's a massive anchor. I said anchor. And that's Ten Hag, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
If
you said that with a W, you're talking about just Macario.
It's a silent W.
What does it even? All I'm saying is here. I saw a United fan on the timeline. He was definitely clickbaited because he put that Man United lineup out there. He put the Man United lineup out there, yeah, with Lenny Euro as centre back. The only change of United competing for the title.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I don't, and then so if some Man United fans are predicting it doesn't matter what signings they get, if Ten Hag's still there, that come December you might get sacked, then who do you bring in then? If you bring in someone like a Southgate or someone after that, it's like, do these players then suit him? Does a Xerxes then suit that manager?
Everyone, you know what everyone's saying? Rude. That's what everyone's on.
Yeah,
that's what everyone's saying. People have said.
They've got their succession plan already, and then whoever Root brings in as his number 2, that'll be the successor afterwards. You see. Listen, we wanted him last year, and
Yeah, he? I was thinking that somebody in the Premier League was linked with him heavily.
Yeah, we were. He's out of the blue. Okay. So we went from a Friday night of all like the aggregators going, yeah, it's going to be wrapped up this weekend by Chelsea. Within like sort of like a Caicedo or Liverpool thing, within like 12 hours, it's like, nope, he's off to PSG, and stuff like that. So because I think he wanted like 160 to 180,000 a week, and part of the reasons we weren't going to match that. But no, it's a interesting signing. We'll leave it like that, because I don't think he's not pulled up much trees at PSG, so he's not coming in with like a high expectation or anything like that. So it'll be interesting to see. And I was looking at someone was going about what formation we were going to play this season, and someone put like you were going to play like 3 at the back with wing backs. I was like, what's going on? What do you mean? We're going to have Shaw play left wing back when the entire set we rely on Shaw.
Thank God fans have no input on what goes on.
You rely on Lassie and Shaw. all season.
All I'm gonna say is, because like, obviously, preseason is preseason, and obviously, I don't really care about the results. Fuck all that. But you can see what a manager goes into a preseason. But obviously, Poch is an exception because he cooled everybody. But usually you would tell, okay, this is what the manager is trying to do. I saw some of these Man United clips there, bro. This is the same shit from last season, bro. It's the same shit.
First
Like,
game, yeah.
the setup, like, I don't care that United lost the game. Like, I don't care, like, fuck all that, man. It's the fact that these dudes conceded bare shots to Rosenberg. Rosenberg.
22 shots.
I bet you good money. Nobody in chat knows one player from Rosenberg before the game.
It's like I like the way he came out and said it wasn't good enough, and I'm thinking,
yeah, he said yes, the result matters.
I'm thinking, bro, like, that speech is for like after your first league game that you lose, not like after like your first preseason game with the Euro still going on and you haven't got all your players. What type of is someone in the Man United community, fan community, press go, yeah, I like what Ten Hag's saying after a 1-0 loss in the first preseason game to Rosenberg. It's not good enough. You're right. It's not good enough when there's like half the squad missing. It's not good enough. Someone said it was like, oh, he did it for to assert his authority again. It was like,
and the word to the OG Norridin, don't get too giddy. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm at. Do I like what I'm seeing? Yes, and we'll talk more about more potential incomings to Manchester United, the outgoings as well. But like what we're doing, shout out to Lewis every single time. You know what I'm saying, for the raid. But that's where I'm at with it. Ugarte, like the signing. I don't see why Manchester United fans are against it in regards to his individual quality. Now, if you have doubts about how we're going to play, who he's going to play next to in the midfield, that I hear, because I have no idea. And do I have major concerns about it? Absolutely. And it doesn't matter who we bring in, they are going to struggle. But I said pretty much all summer long, we are going to rely on individual quality. And he provides individual quality. And I think he suits the Premier League. I'll state that again. So looking at it and go, yeah, it's another step in the right direction. But because we are in such a bad state, there still needs to be more. And it's mad I'm saying that after Euro, like the deal, Xerxes, like the deal, Ugarte, 3 players. I'm saying, and it's literally not even the end of July, and I'm still saying, good. There still needs to be more, as well as players coming in and players going out as well. So that's where I stand. Big up Lewis, though. You know what I'm saying, for the raid. Make sure you subscribe to my Don Carefree Lewis G. Big up to everyone who's joining over from the raid. Make sure you keep your questions Manchester United, Chelsea, or Tottenham Hotspur related. Please hit the like button as well. Hit the like button as well. And that's just me, because to me and Taza was running jokes on the timeline because I tweeted about it, and I was like, I'm surprised it was a shock face, and he was like, cheer up. And I was like, I'm not sad. He's like, and then he said something to me. I can't remember what it was. I'm paraphrasing. And he was like, yeah, man, if you sign Tony, you getting giddy. I was like, no, I ain't getting giddy. You know what I'm saying? I don't do the giddy thing. Like, that's not me, because I remember who's still in charge, and I still remember how far we've got to go, no matter the steps we've taken in the right direction. Because people forget that we just didn't take a few steps down last season. We were falling down a never-ending staircase. Like, that's what happened. And just continue to fall down the staircase. So that's where I stand with that. But if people want to get giddy, hey, do your thing. I don't police anybody. I don't police anybody. If you want to get giddy as United fans over the signings, no. Because I'm still fully aware of even though we're addressing problems, we have so many more problems. This was a house, everything's wrong with the house. So just now, because we've got running water and electricity, which are great steps in the right direction, and the roof is fixed. I'm talking about roof as a Manchester United fan. Fucking hell. Please fix the roof. Like, even though we fixed the roof and we got running water and electricity, great steps. But we still need more. Hey, you know what? Double glazed the windows. We in the UK, it's cold. You know what I'm saying? Put some carpet down. We get the shower working.
Do people not understand the content that will happen if that roof gets fixed? I'm the Man United students. Like 4 hours.
Of the season, man.
Yeah. Saeed will be like outside of Old Trafford.
Bro, I bet good money, man. Like, some of these United fans getting so gym tattooed on themselves, bro, if they do that. But hey, bro, to be fair, it's a good time to be United fan in a way, in my opinion, because it's promising. Like I say, I'm not saying it's gonna go next season and everything is gonna be the wonder way, and United is gonna challenge for the league. They're gonna win the Europa League. They're gonna win everything. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that in terms of the signings, I just like the business that United are doing currently, and it would have been actually good if Rio was actually adhered to Varane, and you would have kept Varane at least for another season, then, because then it's like you have some sort of like some friends connection right there going on, and you can actually mentor somebody for a year. Like a year can make such a huge difference. And now he's gonna come into the next season. It's kind of like it's a lot of pressure. I'm not saying that this kid can't come in and do a job from minute one, but you would have preferred someone like a veteran, to be at least ahead of him. And for all the people who would have been like, "Oh, yeah, Varane is injury prone," Vero's right there. Then he could have played all the Europa League games then, because he's been playing Conference League, he's been playing Europa League already before. So but I mean, Manuel Ugarte for United next, and then who knows what United's going to do afterwards.
You need to carry on. Debunu says got to start somewhere, Flo. That's why I'm giving them their plaudits. The way any else have moved so far, so good. Claps, 100%. Applaud what, because you lot have surprised me, and I'm pleasantly surprised by it. And I love what I'm seeing so far. It's been great, but the key word in that is so far. Now, still, we can't rest on our laurels. It can't be. We signed 3 players early, which I can't remember the last time we got business done so early. If there is, let's say there is 3 other targets, go get the 3 other targets. We can't rest. And obviously, outgoings, which we'll talk about in a second as well. So I look at it and I go, props to them. I like what I'm seeing. Carry on. That's what it is. The Blitz who says flawless, who's your ideal midfielder? Depends what you're trying to play. What are you trying to? Because how I would play and how I would set up is completely different. So it's like, what are you trying to do? But I like Ugarte. If you're gonna get a destroyer of a midfielder, I like price point is key though. Price point.
Okay, so then flip the question though, like, what would you do? You like obviously we know what Tanaka's probably gonna do, but what would you do? What would be your ideal midfielder in your eyes?
Who's can I get? It's a good question. I'm trying to think. Who would I sign that is available? More profile. Like, go get me a deep line play. Profile. Go get me a deep line playmaker that progresses the ball exceptionally. That's why I want. That's why I want. And I did before you go, Surfer, a different range of passing, so they can pass 5-10 yards through the lines. They can go 40. They can go 40-50 yards in regards to diagonals. I want someone with an exceptional passing range. In terms of profile, obviously you want him to be press resistant, not necessarily the most athletic, but not a cone. You know what I'm saying? But that's why you have Ugarte next to him. That's ideally what I want. Someone technically who can play the ball through the lines. That's what I would like. Yeah, go on, Surfer.
But you see, someone was like, I was reading like the thread I was reading. It's like, why didn't they like go for Paulinho from Fulham? But
I like Paulinho.
But it's funny because just like the rest of the Premier League clubs, I think they followed the Chelsea route in the age range, and they're not going to sign a player above a certain age. No, I think that's what you're seeing in the Premier League. Arsenal doing it, Liverpool doing it. City are just, I mean, talk about the irony. City's made more teenage signings this summer than any other club, and they've signed a 14-year-old. From America or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It's like I just think this is what United are following a trend of signing players from 25 or under. That's why I don't think you're going to go for Tony for 2 reasons: because of his age and because he wants about 220 to 250 a week. So
the thing is, they should just pay him that. Let's say that is.
I know, but you're not. They're not. They haven't said it out loud, but you guys are trying to cut your wages. Yeah,
seems to be the way.
So that's what.
Get rid of these deadwood players.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I mean you got Mount's on what 250. Sancho's still there over 300. Don't know who else, but yeah, Casemiro's on a hefty wage as well, isn't he? So Varane's off the thing, but I just think it's just like it's an unofficial thing, which is the irony. It's going through that most of the Premier League now is doing the older young player thing, but that's just what it is.
Yeah, it's like I say, it's quality. I think I have no issue with an age limit, but I think when certain players become available, you should make exceptions to the rule. You shouldn't stick to it directly. But we'll see. Even with wages and things of that nature, it's like certain players, let's have a have a wage structure. Super important to do that. And I don't put the likes of Mount and Sancho and their wages, Rashford, on this hierarchy because that was before them.
Rashford.
But you have to do it. Yeah, you have to put that before them. And yeah, to Paul T, says Bruno G from Newcastle. Yeah, better version of him. Run me someone with a better
Bruno's
passing
on my
range
wages, well,
than him. Yeah,
See,
that's it.
I would say the Bruno G though, his engine or mobility compared to Ugarte though, like he makes him look like some sort of what should I say, like unathletic or some shit. So, but I think Bruno G is better though. I think he's
He's definitely he's different because you thought. I think that's more so because he's asking me about the ideal midfielder. So when I said profile, run me someone who's a better version of Bruno G. But I like Bruno G's profile, but someone who's better. Who that is, I don't know. Flawless, can you now look forward to playing Liverpool, City, and Arsenal next year? Fuck no, John. No. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even looking forward to watching Fulham. I'm not even looking forward to us watching Fulham on the opening day on the Friday. Like, we need so much. Again, there's still so much more to do, but props to them and what they've done. And even outgoings as well, what I'm hearing, I do like. They're saying it's between staying with Manchester United's midfield, it's between Casemiro and Scott McTominay, who could leave. That's a no-brainer who should be sold. But I like the fact that McTominay could be leaving, hearing the likes of Maguire, hearing Lindelof, hearing Wan-Bissaka. This is good. We got so much dead with players. We got Greenwood's gone. Greenwood's gone, Donny van der Beek is gone, Campbell is gone, and we're getting players out the door, which is rare for us as well. There's maybe someone else, but I think they're the official. So we signed 3 players, sold 3 players. Never mind, Varane's also left, and Martial's left. So when you're talking about wages, that's 2 big wage earners right there. Let's say Varane was on 250 and let's say Varane was 250 and Martial was 200. That's almost $500,000 out the door. I don't know that actual, you lot will know in the chat better than me, but the point I'm making is we've cleared that off the wage budget already. Never mind if a Scott McTominay leaves or Casemiro leaves or Maguire leaves or Lindelof or Wan-Bissaka. And we've been doing this. That's why I don't get this whole trying to save money. Manchester United have let go of so many big earners in the past 5 years. So yeah, Martial was on 250. So yeah, it's probably 500. So I was right. It's probably $500,000 between the two of them. We let go of so many big earners. But if they want to continue to do that first, what are the plans for Hannibal? No idea, Melo. I know he played in the game against Rosenberg, but I don't know. Is that loan? Do we try and sell him? I don't know. I don't know what he is. I've only watched him a few times, and I can't even tell you what he is. I don't know if he's an attacking 8. Is he a defensive 8? Is he a 10? Like, what does he do? Big up Sheik as well. Yeah, big up Sheik every single time. So, yeah, I like what I'm seeing from Manchester United, without doubt. So far, so good. Let's run up the likes, though. Over 170 people here. Only at 61 likes. We need triple digits, people. Triple digits. Get your questions in. I know there's not much going on at Spurs, but any Spurs questions? Chelsea we'll get to as well. Manchester United, you already know. Yeah. 1 second. Now I'll get to it.
I think it's the only one I saw personally, but
is it in regards to? Did I start it? 1 second. I don't even know if I did. Let's see. Is it in regards to you mentioned it in the group chat? 1 second, I can't even find it. Warrior J, write the question again, and then we'll get to it. And big up to Omar as well, man. He says that's the wrong message, but he did his first YouTube live. So go subscribe to Omar BYT, especially if you're a Barcelona fan, because they got Real Madrid. You know what I'm saying, in the league, so problems. You know what I'm saying? Problems for him. So go show support without doubt. Yeah, man. Right again. I'm gonna saying Xerxes on 65K a week, you're on 100K, which I like. Yeah. And yeah, Euros, that's officially been made. Already spoken it over the last couple of days, like the signing as well. Seems like a good partnership matchup with Martinez. Again, dependent on how we're trying to play and which is the big question. That's why it's tough to answer these questions, even though you ask one when I'm talking about new signings. What are we trying to do? How are we setting up? Formation. How are we trying to play? How are we trying to defend? How are we trying to attack? That's what I like, the fact centrally that we seem to be focusing on. I've said this, our spine is weak. We're weak everywhere, but spine is the most important thing in your football team. So I'm with that.
Quick question though, before I go to that one. As of right now, with those 3 signings, obviously I would have mentioned Euro to start because since the other options are Maguire and Lindelof at the moment on that side, and obviously let's say this does include Ugarte, so it's those 3. Do you think those other 2 start as well, or do you think Hoyland and then Casemiro or McTominay going to be starting over?
Without doubt they start.
Because I think Euros just automatically going to start. In my opinion.
Yeah. Without doubt they start. I don't even think it's a question of if they start. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That is a question. And Tafio, that's why so much mods on here, because we got to keep the peace in the city. That's why. Because we get crazy people. That's why there's so many mods on the channel. That's what it is. Because we a city over here. That's why. You know what I'm saying? And big up to Sunshine as well. Says big up everyone. Hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to Sunshine SC as well, people. Make sure you do so. But yeah, Euro definitely starts. But I've said this. I've not even watched him, and I know he's better than Maguire and Lindelof. I know he's an upgrade. So you start without doubt. Ugarte better than anyone. He's legit only 6 we'd have in the team. So he starts. Xerxes must start. So yeah, those 3 must, but there still needs to be more done. But again, good start, which I do like. So is De Ligt no longer being signed? I'm not sure. 18-year-old should be starting at centre back for a big club. It seems that De Ligt is not going to be signed. And here's my thing to that: if he's good enough, I don't care about his age.
Yeah.
Are you good enough or not? If he's as good as people are saying that he is, then he'll be fine. Because guess what? We've had 25, 26, 27, 28-year-old centre-backs who are all rubbish. So, are you good? Like, it'd be nothing to do with age currently. If he's not good enough right now, guess what? He's just not ready. And he may never be good enough. So that's why I don't worry about his age. That's only a problem because he signed for Manchester United. Before you go, Jez, if he signed to Real Madrid, it wouldn't be a question mark. Your Miles shouldn't be playing for Barcelona by this logic. He's 16 years old, 17 years old. He shouldn't be starting for Barcelona. Not a chance. But yeah.
I agree. Ultimately, obviously, I call him the overrated. The dude is ass, man. I don't care what anybody tells me, bro.
Overrated.
Bro, I was hoping the United was gonna sign this dude, bro. The dude's ass, bro. I don't care about environment hype, bro. I don't care, man. I struggle to rate this guy ever since he left Ajax, and circumstances not always been benefit to him, but I'm just not convinced of this guy. This guy doesn't strike me as good centre back, but that's it. And what your favorite saying is good is not good enough. Yeah. So like he's the type of centre back I look at and say, I wouldn't be surprised 2 seasons later or even a season later, there's a better centre back on the market and you can just put this guy on the bench. This is how
I look at him as a squad player. You know what I'm saying? We do need more centre backs.
But that's the issue though. He wouldn't have been come in as a starter.
Yeah.
And this is why I say like I would hope United sign because I don't rate him like that. Like if he's a squad player, alright man. Cool. But it's what it is, man. And also with the 18 thing, this goes back to the Warrior question right there. Obviously, talking about questions. Just what's your thoughts on the preseason game on Ford's Archie performance at centre back? So since literally there's no transfer news coming on, apparently everything is stalled. I don't know why. Everything is stalled. So no transfers here to talk about. So the only thing is actually some football happening. And Flores makes a good point of I don't really care how old you are. If you have some sort of level in you, get your ass into the lineup.
Yeah, thanks.
Bro, we have like a kid, obviously. We have a couple of academy kids, couple guys were injured so they didn't fly to the Hearts game. So you had a lineup where you had holy shit, man. I thought of that lineup. I'm like, holy fuck. I need some guys back from holiday immediately. But we had Brendan Austin in goal. Vicarius gone. Holiday. The centre back pairing. I forgot who the second centre back was. This is what I'm saying. Oliver Skip and Archie Gray played centre back. Then we had Academy kid on the left. I don't think anybody in the chat would really know him. Then we had Poros right back. Then we had the midfield with the midfield was Kulusevski, Bissouma, and Madison. And the front three was Son, Johnson, and Solomon. That was because a lot of the guys were either injured or still on holiday. The rest of them. And I look at the first half and I'm like, no, good first half. You can see certain guys are trying to get back into the fitness back in. You see some rusty stuff. One thing I do say is I'm a little bit concerned because I still, like I said, as I said, United, I'm still seeing similar stuff to what I didn't like from last season. But then again, I would love to see if the centre back and everybody would be there, and if there would be any different then, because maybe trying a new tactic, but with guys who are not even going to play those positions would be kind of stupid. Because we didn't even have academy. We only had one centre back there, but he was there for the second unit, not for the first unit. So I was kind of eyed with that. Couple of guys looking as shit as ever. Guys looking like beginning of the season, Madison is back. So I expect good 3 months, and then the rest of the season. So Flawless, I know you saw it. I know you saw a message. I'm getting back at the Madison thing again later down the season when he doesn't perform.
Wouldn't it be a shock if I don't think your centre backs will be back in time to start the season.
Who's centre backs? Spurs.
Yes, yeah. Romero, Dragusin. Apparently, Dragusin and Mickey going to be back for the preseason in Korea because Mickey barely played, and Dragusin went out. Yeah. This is what's planned. I don't know what's going to happen, but this is what's planned. That they're both back for the preseason. I don't know. Romero's definitely not going to be back by first game of the season. So I would expect game week 1. I would expect Mickey and Dragusin to play in the back line, which are fine to be honest. But and obviously signings can still happen. I don't know, but can still happen. But yeah, so the first half was just regular stuff. We scored a goal, and we scored a goal 1-0 up. I thought Johnson's son. I think the first half performance. I thought Johnson, son, Madison were the ones that really impressed me. Obviously, Archie Gray as well, because he had to do the centre back role on that day, because we don't have literally no centre backs. And I was looking at him and I'm like, I can see why we paid all that money for him. And this is why I wanted to sign him. And somebody made a comparison. And I'm like, I've been thinking the whole time who I should compare Archie Gray to. And it makes literally sense to me, because I literally see the split image. It's literally White Camavinga right there. This is
a big statement still. That's a big compliment.
It's a big statement. But the more I look at it, because I've been trying to think who can I compare him to, and I see the comparison because both of them are just comfortable just anywhere on the pitch because of just how good they are on the ball. The only difference is one is right footed and the other one is left footed, and one is white and one is black. That's the difference in my eyes. Because both of them also have like that, what's it called, that lanky kind of thing where they can cover a lot of space. Both are heavy press resistant, not afraid with a pass. Like, I see the similarities, and when somebody told me that comparison, I'm like, that makes actually a lot of sense because I see the similarities. So I was really impressed with this first half, but on the second half starts, changes, academy kids coming in, and I can't even lie. And this comes to the point what you were saying earlier. Bro, I don't give a fuck, bro. I want that 60-year-old in our academy to start over Solomon next season. That dude should be ahead of him, bro. I don't give a fuck that he's 60. Mikey Moore. I don't give a fuck. Mikey Moore looks like a eighth year 8. He looked like a year 8, year 9, year 10 kind of guy. This is what from the build he looks like that. Solomon is a pro man, and he was getting bullied by the Hearts players. So Mikey Moore comes on, shows this dude up. I don't give a fuck, bro. Start Mikey Moore in the start of the season if we don't have a left winger. I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, I don't care how young we are, because for me, what I liked about the performances from some of them is that I just love the fact that these generation of the younger players just don't fear anything. These guys just go out there and just say, fuck it, we just go and do our thing. Like, we would have signed, like, I've seen Brian, who's still a young player, but I'm like, every time I need on the ball, the dude is scared to take even my man on. I've seen Mikey Moore, fucking year 9, year 10, looking like bullying older men. Pause. But I'm just sitting there on the press, and I can't lie. For me, I can't lie. It's only a reason. It's the only reason why I watched the game is because I wanted to see the youth. To be honest, like, because I'm tired of the first teamers.
Do you know Moore? I know Moore's very highly rated among other Premier League clubs, and I know last season there, including my club, which wasn't reported that much, but there were several Premier League clubs who put 7 figures down for him to try to sign.
Is he that good?
And he's that highly rated. He's that high.
Man United, City, Chelsea,
all were in for him.
Real Madrid, Barcelona, all wanted
very highly rated.
because our and obviously what Sofa talking about was the compensation because his scholarship was going to run out at Tottenham, which is actually in every academy. But he decided to stay at Tottenham because obviously his family is also Tottenham fans, so I feel like it had a place of just wanting to stay in a comfortable environment. So we're really lucky to just keep like he's really like one of the talents where you can see it, and you're not surprised how much media like Tottenham doing everything possible just to keep him around. Like you see him, I wouldn't be surprised if you. I mean, he already made his Tottenham debut last season as well. So you're gonna see it more and more of it because just to make sure that he stays at Tottenham and make sure by the time he turns 18, he can sign his professional contract at the club. So he's one of them where I say, you know what, Tottenham don't produce academy kids. It rarely happens, but he's one of them where I look at and say, this is something there that we can't ignore this time around. No Dane Scarlett, no Devine, no Harry Winks. Nah, man, none of that.
But that's something for Spurs fans to hold on to because you're not linked with anyone. So
this is a whole thing that I talked about literally.
Very strange for Spurs. They're usually linked to a lot of players, and there's not a lot of links.
It's completely silent. It's really weird how silent it actually is. It's like we're not gonna try even sign somebody, which is in my eyes worrying. But I'm not worrying just yet because I do believe we're gonna sign players. It's just that
you'll sign players before the season starts.
Yes, and this is my issue. It's like I would prefer them to come in, but at this point, I'm kind of even already resigned to the fact that players will come in by the time the season starts. Kind of similar to Mickey because Mickey didn't have a preseason, and he was straight thrown in first game of the season. So it's kind of shit. I don't like it personally, but shit, I have so much things to worry about. I can't be asked to right now stress about transfers. And do you know how boring it is? It's so boring. The sun is cold, and that's with Ivan Toney and McTominay. This how boring it has been. Like you don't get any news. And the funny part is they quoted us with McTominay for 45 million, and Fabrizi earlier tweeted Man United want less than 30, just above 30 million pounds, which is not pounds, euros, which is 25 million pounds. So they got it wrong by 20 million. It's crazy.
So you can have him, man. He's all yours, man. All yours. Best price for you, my friend.
I know. You want to sell him to anybody, whoever it is, man. But
man.
The kind of point what I'm trying to make is, I saw Tony, and then I saw the McTominay thing. I saw the one that it was quoted off. I'm like, okay. I saw the Tony thing. I saw who was quoted. Okay, whatever. I don't care, man. But I kind of the moment it is looking at like we have academy players there who are better than the first teamers. And if you ask me if I want to see the academy players all over the first teamers, 100% I want to see. I don't want to see Brian Gill and Werner and Solomon and Emerson. We conceded one goal against Hearts, and it was all Emerson's fault because the dude decided to do a track back in the penalty box. Bro, but you know what? Like I said, I'm just. The only reason why I'm talking so much about it is because there's nothing going on Tottenham wise. That's why I'm just trying. That's why I'm dragging it kind of because I'm just talking about some things that I still remember and just really impressed. I'm really just impressed by it, especially the young players that we bought for the first team. Obviously, there were the young players from the academy, but there's obviously RG Gray who we bought for the first team. We bought Lucas Bergwall from Sweden. We bought him in January, so he was already technically a Tottenham player, but he only part of the team now, obviously, because he was still 17 at the time. And he was on the verge to actually go to Barcelona, and we just say, fuck it, we just hijack that bitch and just, now it's our player. And I'll be honest, I look at them too and say, what? I don't see how RG Gray can't replace Bissouma in 2 weeks into the season.
I don't see plays in first.
No, it's not even because of that. It's because like
what in the woke nonsense am I listening to? Right?
It's not even that like I'm trying to get you players in. It's because I looked at Bissouma like, bro, do you not realize you got competition though? These guys don't want to. It's like these guys are just like, fuck it, I'm guaranteed to start. Like, and I feel like last season Bissouma had the benefit of the doubles because we had Bentancur as his backup in Oliver Skip and Højbjerg. Of course, Bissouma's going to start every single time, but this time somebody who can actually play the role to a competent level. And which I like. To be fair, I like the fact that Basuma is going to have competition because you're not going to go and be able to play the whole season and you're not getting dropped because the other guys are shit. And same with Madison. Bergwijn can come in any time when you play like awful, but I do think we should get an actual number 10 as well because Bergwijn's the 8 and Madison's the 10. So there's still so much the Tottenham team needs to do. And at the moment in time, I'm not really going into this next season in terms of, oh my God, I'm serious of wanting to go and compete for the Europa League or for top 4 because I'm not really convinced at the moment in time. At the moment in time, I even said it multiple times in multiple group chats. At this moment in time, I think we're finishing somewhere between 6th and 8th to be honest. Because I just don't, because everybody's trying to improve. Everybody's trying to improve. And if we're just gonna stand still, it's kind of like we're gonna go backwards. So, I'm just, to be honest, just very chill at the moment. To be honest, like I haven't been stressing out. To be honest, I've been pissing off more Tottenham fans than anyone else. To be honest, because
sounds like
yeah, it's just because like I see people stress. I see people stress, and I'm like, I get the stressing part, but it's like, holy shit, this is really taking a toll on you guys now. Like, when I say football shouldn't be as important to people as people make it out to be. And this is what it feels like for some people. I'm like, yo, I've been super chilled, bro. I just be like, fuck it, man. Let me be honest.
Because you lot haven't done any business yet, so it's like there's nothing to even react to. So you can't even say, I rate such and such, or I don't rate someone, or you haven't sold anybody to be like, I like the sound.
Because I have nothing to talk about. Like, the only thing that I can talk about is the fact that Tottenham didn't accept the first bid from AC Milan for Emerson Royal because the first bid was €8 million.
Would you have took the €8 million, which is probably like 4 million?
But before that, I was saying, try and see if we can get a little bit more out of it. Just a little bit, because they see Emerson as their first target right back. I don't know why. But they see him as the first target right back. The backup is 10 times better, but he costs more. That's what. But before I would have said no. After the shit goal that we conceded, yes. I would have taken the 8 more because I'm like, yo, you're doing. I've seen this guy doing track backs in the penalty box. Is he good?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So yeah, like, bro. That's crazy. So yeah.
Let me get to a couple things. Go on.
Now to be honest, like I'm trying to close it anyway because after that I literally have nothing to say about Tottenham anyway.
It's cool. No stress, man. It's all good. This don't happen to both me and Surfer as well. To Johnny who asked, would you be happy with Casemiro coming off the bench most games? Yeah, no issue with that, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, you actually had some quality off the bench. My biggest problem with Euro starting is his 1v1 defending is questionable. Also, he's bad with changing direction. He needs development. I would expect him by 18 to need some development. I am not expecting him to be the finished article. However, I'm expecting him to be of a certain quality. He shouldn't be 1v1. If he's 1v1 on a regular, if he's 1v1 to the point where we're talking about often and rival fans are mocking him for it, something's wrong. No defender should be 1v1 on a regular bit. No, let me scratch that. No centre back. Fullback, I hear it because of how the game is played. Fullbacks, they have to be good one-on-one to a certain level because there's going to be times where you're with you. But as a centre back, with a centre back next to you, with one, maybe two defensive midfielders in front of you, you shouldn't be 1v1. If he is, something's wrong. But yes, he's going to need time to get to his game. And just to get to this from WKD, who says he wouldn't be started at Real Madrid. Yamal is generational and an academy graduate. The transition was easier for him. I didn't say he would be started at Real Madrid. What I said was, if Real Madrid signed him and he started him and they were starting him week in, week out, there would be no conversation about his age. Same way when Camavinga went to Real Madrid and he didn't start week in, week out, but he played more than a handful of games. If he went, because I think he went there 18, 19, 18. If he was starting week in, week out for Real Madrid, no one's questioning it. This is only a conversation because it's Manchester United. Don't happen if it's Real Madrid. And not just United, probably the Premier League. This don't happen anywhere else. If he would have went PSG or he would have went to Barcelona, there'd be no conversation about his age. Age is an excuse because we could sign someone who was 28. And guess what? If they're rubbish, they're just rubbish and not good enough. So that's what it is with Euro. I don't know how good he is. He could be a generational talent. He could be a top-class talent. If he's as good as people are saying he is, And as much as it's annoying fans, Manchester United have a hell of a player on their hands. However, if he's not good, I'm not using the age as an excuse. Scratch all that. I've never used it. No. People try to use that. Oh, with Garnacho. No, he's just not good enough. Because we have 28-year-olds who are also terrible. So when people say experience, we have plenty of experience in that side. And guess what? It's shit.
I think the way football's going, you can't use age as an excuse anymore.
What excuse?
Literally, like, bro, like, dudes be debuting at 14. I saw some dudes today debuting at 14 in the MLS yesterday.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's the guy I think City signed.
Yeah, City. Yeah.
So you can't even use that as an excuse anymore. Can't go. Oh, he's only 18. That's what your club's going for. Your club's going for that. You know,
no,
they're going for the young
I don't
guy.
hear anybody talk about Camavinga's age.
Or Chouameni. I mean, Chouameni was a bit older than 18, but he was still quite young, to be fair. And obviously, there was the narrative 20? Which is funny because Chelsea literally missed out because of this dumb narrative that he wasn't ready. He was ready already.
Tuchel, I keep telling you, Tuchel doesn't respect midfielders. So I've got this thing about it. He just doesn't respect midfielders.
Yeah,
he thinks they're just like anyone can play in that midfield and just pass the ball to the forwards or back. That's what, he thinks.
He was 21-22 when he joined because he was 2022. So it was 2 years ago. So yeah, he's 24 now. So it's like 21-22 when he joined Madrid. He was already playing at Monaco. We're going.
Yeah, he was playing at Monaco. I still remember that, but it's like there was narratives out there that obviously certain dudes just not ready. And I was saying at that season, when Chelsea wasn't looking like the 25, I was like, obviously Tottenham was never going to do that, but I was like, Chouameni's too good of a player to just let him be like out there and nobody go. That's why I was really surprised that nobody else thought, let me go in there. Camavinga, same situation. It's like, why did Real Madrid get so easy to just snatch him up like that? Because I know clubs wanted Camavinga, and I'm like, that's why I'm so happy that the club decided to say, because Brentford was trying to go get Gray. The club saw it, because usually what Tottenham would do is like they let some championship talent go to a certain club, and then that championship talent goes crazy for whatever club he goes in the table, and then everybody wants it. It's like the Ulisse situation all over again. I wanted Ulisse badly, and Tottenham was heavily linked with him. They said no, because he's in the championship and he's still young. But I'm like, who cares, bro? Our right winger at the time was Lucas Moore, and he was like 28, 29, and he was dog shit. Who cares, bro? Like, and also, shout out to Championship. There's so many good talents out there, man. I say a lot of teams need to start looking at that league as well. But hey, man, like Self said as well, nobody cares about their age these days no more in terms of the football before you play. Like,
forget age. Are you good enough or you not?
Can you hoop? You say ball is life, bro. Can you hoop, bro? Can you hoop? I don't know.
Like our best player, like Manchester United's best player is not 19. But all right, okay, sure. I was saying.
Wait, Garnacho.
Just fucking guy, yo. We think he's got jokes, yo. Yeah. All right, everyone got fucking jokes today. Hardy fucking ha. I get why Troops removes man are back again now, innit? That's that. I get it now. You know what I'm saying? I fucking get it. These comedians out here, look at jokers.
What did I do?
You know what you did? Don't do that. You did,
I'm not gonna bring out my what did I do line. I'm doing. Am I wrong? You said 19 years, and I was like,
yeah, 18, 19, like, yeah, sure. Yeah, where is Spoobs when you need him? Spoobs about to pop up and be like, yeah, and back it and all this type of stuff. TKL, Ten Hag tax on what? What did I say that you're saying? Ten Hag tax and you know what?
I think you was talking about the when you were talking about the youngsters and saying how young and the one we won defending, because I was thinking in the way United was playing last season, you was gonna get exposed multiple times in transition.
That's it. And that's everyone did, you know what I'm saying? Bar, Varane, Martinez barely played, Johnny Evans, bar those two. Everybody did. Our whole team did. So it's kind of like it's on him. I'm not gonna sit here and Euro performs poorly and it's he's 18. He's just not good enough. Now, could he improve at a later date? Yes. Could he get to 23, 24 and improve? Yeah. But if you're not ready now, you're not good enough now. I'm not hearing the excuse of 18. They've decided that Manchester United have targeted him knowing that he's 18 years old. Not hearing it. Maino's performed to a good level at 18 years old. A very good level. I'm not hearing it for Euro. Not hearing it for Euro. They
paid a good fee as well for someone with a year left as well, knowing that, you know what, this is a time that we can't. So clearly he's enough rated to the point where, like, okay, let's overpay him in my opinion. Because I think it was a bit of an overpay considering the contract situation. But you knew that he would possibly go to Real Madrid the next season, though.
Well, and I can't pronounce your name, my guy, but he says, why are the streams so late? They are really good. Appreciated. This is why I do both. One, because it just suits me, because I'm a night owl, as I've said before. And two, time zones. This is why I do daytime shows, which are for your UK people. And then I do these late shows that are not only for people who are US, I mean, in the UK who are night owls, the US, Canada, whatever time zone you're in, it suits. So that's why I do both. I'm trying to get more daytime shows. However, it's just, finding panelists and things of that nature, because as much as these two are dickheads, they're exceptional at what they do. So, it's very hard to find. Oh, you never been called that before. Oh, woe is me.
Honestly, it's like being invited over for dinner for someone, they slap the meal in your face.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just abuse right here.
Abuse, yeah, says you
Holiday
even 18 or 19. This fucking guy.
All I'm gonna say, man, I'm only human.
I don't like this. I don't like this new. I don't like this new structure over here. I'm not backing the process over here. This is terrible.
Listen, F the process. How about that?
Lord of mercy.
This is not sarcasm.
This is not my sack. That's my sack. Proper citizen.
Are you man done? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, sorry. You haven't pressed the engagement elsewhere. Are we keeping you from somewhere?
I was waiting to get into the next topic. You might going to say the city's not what it used to be.
New houses, new trains, new buses. I was saying, bro, profit over talent, bro. Pure profit.
I played football earlier. I'm still mash up. Fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm still mash up. But we moved. Shout out Victor, even though he wasn't there today. But it was his team. Well, part of his team, actually. But I played 5. So actually, if anyone's in Manchester wants to play on Thursdays and can ball out, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Because they're looking for more players. Because we had no subs today. And yeah, it's peak. You know what I'm saying? But I enjoyed it, though. I did. Well, if you are Manchester based, let me know. And yes, Warrior J, you already know. Look at these jokers. You already know what they're on. Look at these jokers. Big up Taza as well every single time. And Warrior J did ask earlier, and we've spoken about it, but there seems to be more. What's the panel's thoughts on the whole Argentina national team situation? So you had, like I said at the start, DePaul come out and say some absolute foolishness. I think it's the vice president of Argentina came out and said some foolishness. Romero retweeted, I think it was DePaul's tweet in regards to it as well. Nicholas Jackson posted up, I believe, did he post up a picture of
Enzo with
the black baby? And it's like, I can't believe that. No, actually, I'm not surprised, because people are just ignorant and stupid and go, oh, well, Enzo's not a racist and all that. I don't believe Enzo. Let me just clarify that. I don't think Enzo is a full-blown racist. No. I don't think so. I don't think he hates black people. I don't think he goes around trying to harm black people. That's not the case. However, was the chant full of racial discrimination? Yes. Is he held accountable for that? Yes. That's why his fellow Chelsea teammates unfollowed him. This is why Wesley Fofana, salute to him, said what he said. There's a reason for it. So him, even with the black baby, because I can't believe I have to say this, because, there was this thing hundreds of years ago, people, that was a terrible thing called slavery. Worst things ever happened to mankind. Slave owners, I think we can all agree, were 110% racist. I think we can all agree on that, and it's safe to say. So why was there mixed race babies at them times? But they hate black people. They're full-blown race, so why would they sleep with one? So just to clarify, just to make that clear to people. You know what I'm saying? That even the worst of the worst when it comes to racism, the poster child of it, who did the most terrible things known to man, that we still talk about to this day, they had babies with black people at those times. That's why there was mixed race people then. That's why there's mixed race people now. That's why there's so many beige people running around. Because the whole world is mixing, even with quote-unquote racists. You know what I'm saying? You can feel a way towards it, so that's what that was. And you know what's crazy? And I've said it before, I say it again in regards to the Argentina team going live with it. Well, two things. One, they see nothing wrong with it. That's why they went live and were singing the song. They seen zero wrong with it. And two, the way that the vice president Double down on it. McAllister, that's someone who I forgot. Double down on it. Tell you what you need to know. Like, and the only good thing, because it is not a good thing, but the only good thing to come from these type of things is show me who you are. I say this all the time. Show me who you are. If that's your thought process, cool. So if McAllister feels it's okay, and DePaul feels it's okay, and the president or vice president feels it's okay, cool. If Nicholas Jackson feels it's okay, if anyone who's in the chat feels it's okay, if anyone I know, anyone on socials, it's like, you know, even when I was in Lewis's chat and he was talking about it, and someone was like, "Oh, get back to the football."
I'm just thinking, when McAllister released that statement, there's no way he ran it. I can't believe that anyone at Liverpool thought that would have been a good idea to release anything.
No.
You know what I mean? There's no way he's run that past anyone at Liverpool. Like, he's gone, should I say this? Because I can't remember if he's on the video or not. I don't think he is.
No, he wasn't on the video.
I know he's probably on the bus singing and stuff like that. But if he just didn't say anything, no one was saying anything about him or anything like this, or the Paul or anything like this. On a side note, it's probably good that Enzo's not going to the Olympics now. That it's in France, so that's probably good that he's not going. I
didn't even think.
But they have some of them guys who are gonna go to the Olympics.
And also, it's like, I know the racism part, or the racist connotation part's a big part. There's also a transgender part of that song as well.
Yeah, there's
more. That's what I mean. It needs more highlighting as well. I know that, so both things need more highlighting. I don't believe in the thing. Oh, they're celebrating, so if I celebrate something, I can say anything I want, essentially.
Yes, because you're celebrating.
Go, oh, we're celebrating. Also, it's like, all this. Oh, well, they need educating, and I'm going. They're like 20. They're 20-year-olds. They need 30-year-olds. And I mean, what education do you need? I just don't. I don't understand that. It's like, it's obviously they were in full blown in the song. I just can't. On the side note, I can't believe he streamed it.
And that goes to show how much he just. Yeah, this is cool.
But it also goes to show they know it was bad because someone told him to end the stream.
Somebody said that.
Someone said stop screaming. So they obviously know it's wrong and stuff like that. I mean, what I don't want it to become is like this is what happens at a Chelsea thing. It gets more like a Chelsea thing. Yeah. I mean, which is what people would try and do.
Which is crazy because Taz has just mentioned that this is beyond tribalism.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
like this is beyond. It's beyond that.
See, but
I mean, we've said it on here loads of times about Argentinians. Peter,
yes,
famously.
I would just say it's ironic because I remember if you actually look at the history of Argentina, it's pretty. I
didn't know that until Peter said what he said. I didn't know all that about Argentina.
Bro, I thought that thing in X-Men First Class was false when they said about the Nazis going to Argentina. There's a scene in there where the actor playing Magneto goes to Argentina because obviously Magneto is a Jewish character from obviously around that time in World War II when they went to Auschwitz and stuff like that, and he's out for revenge, and he tracks the guards down, and they're in Argentina. But it's just, if you actually look at your whole history of Argentina, but look at if you can track it, look how many people, look at the influx they got from around 1945 onwards. Do you know what I mean? From a certain European country. Do you know what I mean? And it's just, I mean, it's totally wrong. I mean, I'm not. Listen, I people going, oh, we should be sold. I think that's wishful thinking in terms of that. If you think he's going to be sold, I mean, I don't care if he gets sold or not. He's not. I mean, I wanted John Terry sold in 2012. So
they won't sell him. They ain't gonna sell him.
No. I mean, I think he should get a big ban from us. Shouldn't be And all the way, everyone go, "Oh, yeah, FIFA are investigating." Like FIFA are going to be moral upholders of justice. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
See, this is the only thing. This is the only thing that Vice President was right about, calling France hypocrites, because they are not like the most.
Well, they got
that
Chinese thing, haven't they? Or the Asian thing with
go.
the Griezmann and Dembele and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. And not even
in their own
just like
country,
it's the country as well. So that's the only thing where I agree with you. They're ironically hypocrites as well. But shit, so is the whole world, including yourselves. That's why I'm like, I'm not buying the whole thing about hypocrites when you yourself is a hypocrite. But yeah, continue.
My thing though is this: is like, I'm struggling to see how he gets integrated back into the squad. Do you know what I mean? I am struggling to see how he gets integrated back in.
It's a
long process.
It's a very difficult, because the fact that they just straight away unfollowed him and Wesley Fofana said what he said, and just again to people, this is beyond clubs. Fuck everybody who was on the bus saying that, no matter who he played for. I said it at the start of the stream, and I say it now. Don't care if it's United player, Spurs, Chelsea, Liverpool, like Lewis said here, they were all celebrating the fact that he wasn't on the bus until I don't care who. Doesn't matter if you play for a team in Europe, a team in South America, or a team in Saudi Arabia. Like, that's just what it is.
Even because some people saying some guys were not even on the bus because they took the plane. People, let's not be naive. All of them signed. If you really want to be honest, like the McAllister and the Paul's reaction and the vice president reactions and Enzo's father reaction all showed to me these guys don't have the shame. Holy shit! The football prime minister got fired because he had some sort of decency and said, you know what? Let's actually calm the situation down and tell Messi and another person to apologize and say we didn't mean it this way, because it would have actually calmed. Not that it makes the situation go away, but it will have calmed down. They said, fuck this, we double down, we're gonna go more with this.
It also comes from a fact of
Senator Lewis as well.
It comes from the fact that all these statements are coming out from a place of white privilege, right? In terms of whatever you say, that it comes from a point of privilege of them not having gone through anything, right? So it's an understanding point of where you've not actually experienced anything or even witnessed anything like that, because then you're not going to have an understanding of it. Now they will point to the fact that France said something about Messi and Mbappe said something about South American teams or all that shit and all that thing. And I'm thinking, how many of your Argentina players have dual passports to play in Europe?
For outside of that, not even dual passports, but a lot of the players, I'm guessing,
visas or something like that.
Visas. Not like full Argentinian, so it's not like it's Argentinian.
That's right.
Grandparents are Argentinian.
Spanish. They got Spanish, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese,
German.
Italian. So they have heritage also from roots as well. And I've seen people trying to say, that's the most common one out of all of them is but they technically are from Africa. But then why do you not singing about Griezmann's heritage or Giroud's heritage? Because Griezmann's family actually migrated to France because he's actually German. He has German background, Spanish background as well. Yes, like apparently they changed even the name because Griezmann apparently it was with one N and they changed it to two N's later. And I think he's also Spanish descent as well. So if that's the case, why are you guys not talking about Griezmann as well? And also, there's a lot more crowds from the same song which didn't get really in the mainstream, because even Louis stream later they were talking about all of them running, the black players running, and there was some. Bro, there was
talk about how they will run. That's part of the lyric.
How they run, and shit like that. And just me. And there was so much going on in that bus where they were singing about and self-mentioned already about the transphobia as well, which I agree as well. This also needs to be highlighted as well because it's wrong. Which just shows you that these people in their culture, they think this is normal and it's fine. And this just shows how shit their personalities are as people.
And that's what it is like in regards to it. It's normalized over there, and you see by the response. This is why, and I will read out the quotes as well. And to say in Bowen, Big Up says, Flawless, is there any black players on their team? No, I think Argentina have had 3 black players in their history. I could be wrong, but I did read that somewhere.
I think somebody mentioned since 1994 they didn't have a single black player on the team.
And to get to this, to respect Jackson, he gets the most racial abuse on my team. That's nothing to do with what we're talking about. And this is the kind of foolish logic and thinking that we're talking about. Jackson backing Enzo has nothing to do. I would, if a white Chelsea player backed Enzo, or someone else in the Premier League who was non-Argentine who backed him was white, I would have the same energy. Like, wrong is wrong. And then Enzo puts out that bullshit apology. You know what I'm saying? That PR, you ain't got time for that. It's like, yo, you thought there was nothing wrong with it because it's ingrained in their culture. Like Joel says here, we all know the history of Argentina with the racial cleansing and Nazis fleeing there. Just do your Googles, people. That's all I'd say.
What I hate as well is...
All I'm saying is, that's the whole lyrics. So they play in France, but they're from Angola. They're going to run well. They sleep with trans people.
What?
Mum's Nigerian, dad's Cameroonian, but the passport says French.
That is crazy. I didn't know about the running part.
Yeah.
Sleeping with trans people have to do with anything? Yeah. That's crazy.
Mbappe, innit? They've got like 50 Mbappe chants, bro. He lives rent-free in all of their heads after the comment about European football over South American football and all of that. But they had the perfect comeback. Won a World Cup on his head top. And you just leave it there.
Yeah, but then it just shows their shitty attitude. And there's something I want to also mention about. It's like, obviously, this was talked about on Louis earlier for hours with certain individuals. I hate the fact which Jimmy, I think, has alluded to how this is all happening because there's a lot of black people actually who are fine with this, who think that it's not an issue, and not letting it normalize. So people feel comfortable being like this. Mm-hmm. And
the abuse isn't from Argentine accounts by itself. It's a lot from African accounts. Like, oh, why are you taking Africa as an insult? And also people who are saying they're also correct because all of the players that could have played for African countries and then chose to go for France or England instead, as an example.
And trying to use Joe's scroll about how African teams would have been so much better if they would have actually represented their countries. And Joe's trying to use everything in their power to try and protect from the actual issue.
So where it comes from is Warrior J just sent me something, so let me just see this. So it's after. Hang on, let me just get. I'll share it. Hang on. Come on, man. Fucking technology, bloody hell. Hang on, let me just share it.
It's all good, fam. Find it. It's all good.
Run up
the likes as well, man. Run up the likes, people. Subscribe to Lewis's channel too. Gonna add the link in the title as well. Lewis too. Go subscribe over there, people. Make sure you do that.
Have you got it? You got it, for us?
Yeah, it's pulling up. It's just loading now.
You got it, Flawless, yeah?
Yeah. It's just loading.
Okay.
It's loading.
Oh, I've seen this video.
Go on, let's see this. What's this?
Okay, let me play it.
So go on, what's exactly going on there?
Yeah, that one's lagging a little bit. Do you want me to pull it up?
This is after Argentina. Yeah. So it's after Argentina won the World Cup. Yeah. So Argentinians raised black people mocking the nation of France and singing in an overt racist overtone. That France is now.
See the black guy they've got in there just lifting him up and down.
So they're lifting the black guy up and down after.
They're using him to mock France.
Yeah, it's crazy. People don't understand why the new
that's where it's
crazy.
So, you're saying after the World Cup, this isn't like from 1986 or 19. This is from 2022.
Mm-hmm. The chance originates from 2022, and like This is what a lot of people aren't
Yeah.
understanding. They think that we're taking it as an offense that they're saying you're from Africa, but we're saying no, they are using it as an offensive way. They're saying, "Ha ha, you've got Angolan roots and everything." Because that's
basically what
their
it
hierarchical
is.
system is. They like European
It's
heritage. That's why like half their players have got that and they don't care.
It's an old school expression of saying you're not pure blood. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what it is. You're not pure. You're not pure. You're not from. Basically, you're tainted. Yeah, that's what it is. Basically, you're tainted. France couldn't even produce their own players. They had to get people that were born in Africa, essentially.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That and you're not good enough because you're not full French. Essentially.
And I clarify this in the best way possible before you go. Just like when people say idiotic, or how is it saying you're from Africa is bad? How you use words matters. So same way if I'm talking to Jez and I say, yeah, whatever, shut up, nigga. He's not saying that. He's not taking that offensively. Now, if he's in a different scenario and somebody else says that to him, you know what I'm saying, who's not my skin tone, then it could be a problem. Jez, maybe
I will never say that to you, Jez. By the way, I will never say that.
That's when it's clarified. To go even one further, it's like people like the way we speak about each other and we'll give each other shit. Yes, but will I let someone in the chat talk bad about Surfer or Lewis or fuck no, not happening. I can say whatever I want to him. Well, you lot, it's kind of like that. That's how it works.
We are like cool. We are cool, and obviously everybody tells me all the time to shut up and that. I'm like, okay, I'm cool. I'll say whatever, but I'm not offended by it. So it's like, okay, I'm cool. Peter literally says all the time, I'm the most German African guy you ever seen, and I'm not offended that because I'm literally agree with him. Because I'm like that, bro. I don't know what he means. Like, he doesn't say. He doesn't use it as an offense. He doesn't use it as a way to offend me and trying to.
There's no malice in what he's saying.
There's no purpose behind trying to hurt me or hurt my people like other German Ghanaians, for example. But even with this Chandel, the Argentine one, it's like for me, it's like they're looking at it, for me. This is Shan that they're looking at every black like France is the example because it was against France in the World Cup final. But for me, it's kind of like they view black people around Europe as lower than anybody in Europe. And how you should be living in Africa instead of being in Europe. In mind, this is kind of the way I look at it. And obviously, a big topic is, which this is probably the thing that annoys me a lot as well, is the club tribalism around this thing. How there are certain people trying to protect their own players. Oh yeah, but he didn't sing. He was just there in the bus, the situation, or like Surfer mentioned earlier, this is just Chelsea. That's what. No wonder Enzo is involved with that. Or people trying to people point scoring for their own players and trying to point score against other players just to look better. I see Man United are making Lisandro Martinez and Garnacho didn't sing the chant. People, let's stop being or Romero. He's just there in the back clapping a little bit and didn't really look like he was trying to sing the song. Let's be honest, people. They look at us having a good time, so you don't think off camera there will not have time where these players will have been involved singing the song as well.
You've got to memorize. You've got to have sung that a lot of times to memorize it.
Yes, they know the song. They know the bars, and they sang it even after the World Cup as a team as well. And they got heat for it as well. Not as much as this one because it was the first time. And then they just continued on. And for me, I hate the fact that some people are trying to be so blind because it's their favorite players at the club or because they're really important to the football club. I said it's even more.
And I don't believe. I don't believe that story that they said. I don't believe that story. They said Messi wasn't on the bus. I believe he's on the bus.
Yeah.
He's just not.
I think all of them are on the bus.
I think he's the only one who I believe wouldn't have been on the bus. He still would have been involved before.
Why wouldn't he? But the thing is, like, why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't all the Argentinian players be on the bus after they just won?
See, like
it doesn't make any sense.
I thought because he had the injury that he might have just been held back.
Yeah, this thing, but this could potentially be, and also you would imagine if they win the Copa America, they want to go to Argentina and celebrate it. So, for me, there was definitely after a majority of people that were claimed not to be in the bus, I think they were on the bus. But the point I'm making is that
they said Alvarez wasn't, and he was next to Enzo.
Literally next to him, bro. Literally next to him. And I hate the fact that only Enzo is going to be the one who's going to get some sort of punishment from Chelsea, which makes sense because he was the one live. I hate the fact how
Same.
I hate the fact that Tottenham is going to let Lo Celso, who you can literally see in the video, jumping up and down, singing the song, and you can see Romero you can just see Romero on the corner clapping and being on his phone, not necessarily singing, but clapping and being on his phone. When you could have just said, "Yo, louder, Enzo, louder, everybody in the club, louder, everybody in the bus, louder," but they're not going to do that because they think they were having a good time. They were thinking, "Yo, this is a good time when we are celebrating with the lads. We just won the Copa America and we can just do whatever we want." And the quotes, it's just the way they double down on everything is that they don't see an issue with. It's just like I said, I'm ashamed of the fact that Tottenham cannot. I hate the fact that Tottenham can't punish these dudes. I'll be honest.
And Chucks, you're new here, which is cool because we spoke on this at the time because he says Dembele. You don't have to keep spamming or I'll block you. You've wrote the comment. Dembele and Griezmann made racist videos on Asians. 100% clear evidence of racism in the video. Double standards are real. No double standards over here because we spoke on that at the time it happened. Yes. And 110%, they was wrong for that too. They was 110% wrong for that too.
Can I tell you something? I've heard this argument about 6 times on my stream alone. It's like a trump card.
Yeah, and it's wrong.
But this happened. You know, Enzo Fernandez's dad came out and said, "Oh, you know, when in 2014 they were cussing out Messi's height." So
just to clarify. So just to clarify with that, man, height to compare. So because this height got this, this is like, let's cut the crap. So yeah, there's no double standards over here. You're clearly new here, which is cool.
And on my channel as well, we said both of them. No, I said it on your channel actually. It was during the Q&A.
And we all saw Barcelona acting on it, and we all saw the players got. And for me, I hate the fact that people just make automatic assumptions just because we're talking about just because we're talking about Argentina right now.
One sec, just before you go to Trump said, "Hey, stop spamming. You don't have to write the same comment twice, or you will be blocked." Secondly, we don't have the power here to sanction any of them. Just to clarify, we've spoken on it. We're speaking on this situation because it's now. When that situation happened, we kept the same energy. So all this keep the same energy and double standards is nonsense because we did over here as we do when it comes to these situations. And you're new here, so please do not talk on stuff that you don't know about. Go and take that elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? In that we do not agree with any racism to any, and this is just because you get idiots like him anyway. We do not agree with any racism to any race. It's not just racism to black people that is wrong. It's any form of racial discrimination to anybody. Yeah, Joel treating me like I'm the head of FIFA. Oh, you got a sanction? What the fuck?
Like, bro,
that was it. He said in 2014, when Germany beat us, they imitated how Gauchos walked and called us ignorant. In 2018, they mocked Messi for his height. We never came out to say we were being discriminated against.
Well, bro, I literally quote tweeted that. And I quote tweeted that Enzo Fernandez father tweet, and I literally tweeted saying, "Congratulations to the dumbass of the year award winner." Yeah. Dumbass, bro.
No, but then McAllister came out and tried to.
Oh yeah, I get to that.
A few hours after.
All right.
This is exactly the problem. Like everyone else is just saying, "Oh, there's no proof our guys said anything, so we're not saying anything. We're not involved. No investigation over here." That's what annoys me because I also believe Chelsea would have done the same thing if it was one of the other players.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's I love the fact that people can just be honest about the fact that if roles were reversed, because there's a lot of people trying to deflect now and say, there's some people trying to act like Chelsea would have still done something, for example. I don't think so.
No, we did a club statement because we had to.
Yeah, exactly. And like I don't believe Enzo would have put out an apology. He would have probably been out here backing whoever other player would have been.
Enzo's the Pool's come out now and he's just said something dumb too, but everybody else.
Alvarez.
This is what DePaul said. So he calls out for Fano and other players. You don't really analyze the stadium chant. It's more about teasing. But I understand that people who have suffered from racism might not like it. But I think if any of Enzo's teammates feel offended, the way is to call him, not post it on social media. I think there's malice in this. They're trying to make it something it's not. It's very strange, like kicking someone when they're down. Unfollowing him seems pointless to me. You can call him and say, this isn't okay. Why don't you post a message apologizing? And then the issue ends there. No need to make a big fuss. Yeah, sure. All right, DePaul. Okay.
Thank you
for telling us how to react.
And it was there's more quotes as well where he was just spitting a bunch of for your ass. And what disappointing, I put it in the group chat as well. Romero actually retweeted all these quotes on Twitter just to retweet them. And I took a screenshot, luckily, and some of the other people. And I took a screenshot even where he only one of them, but you can even tell at the time. But an hour later, from the time I took the screenshot, he unretweeted them, which means either one, he knew, oh shit, I fucked up. People realized I was retweeting this shit. Let me take it off. OSB, our team told him, yo, why are you retweeting this shit? This is not gonna help. This is not gonna help you in this situation. But for me, whatever. I don't care. Either the scenarios could have been the fact that you retweeted it to begin with, you felt like what DePaul was saying, that he's in the right. For me, and I said it already, strip this dude off the captaincy and vice captaincy. I said already, this dude's contract is going to run out in 2 years. If the guy gets sold tomorrow, I wouldn't care anymore. For me, I lost respect for him as a person because he felt like what DePaul was saying, which I think is utter nonsense to begin with.
Complete rubbish.
He felt like, DePaul's saying the right thing. DePaul, you think DePaul was saying the right thing? Cool, man. I know who my centre back is. I know Mickey Van der Vende. That's my centre back. Romero,
but I can now just go head first into Caicedo prop anyway.
It's Romero, you can go whatever club you want to go to. And see, the Chelsea situation is fucked up, because Peter mentioned that it would be if there's one or two French players in there with African descent, it would be a bit more easier to deal with. Shit, that whole Chelsea squad, a bunch of guys with that same heritage, a bunch of them. It's not as easy. Like McAllister said all this. Konate was pissed because we even saw Jules Koundé. He put a tweet out as well, and he's not even related with any of those Argentine players. But so Konate is going to be pissed. But at least it's just only Konate. Chelsea got Dacho. They got Okushuku, they got Disasi, they got Badiashile, they got Fofana, they got Gusto, Lavia. There's so many guys that he has to come back to.
That's only just the Frenchman.
It's just the
Frenchman. You got fucking Sterling. You got James.
Which is why I said earlier that I don't know how he gets in. I don't know how he gets integrated.
Even Lukaku will be back in training soon.
And that was not even French. Like he's from Ivory Coast. He's not even French, and he came out and saying, "Oh, this wasn't right." That's why I'm disappointed in Jackson the way he thinks. Okay, cool. So you thought Enzo was just gonna go to the black baby and say, "Fuck you, little nigga, bro." You thought you really truly unfiltered him. Do you really think that Enzo was just gonna do that in front of him?
Yeah, he was gonna say, "Wow,
And like Rose said earlier, I don't believe that
Enzo the video of him hugging the baby.
I don't think that Enzo is a full-on racist like Rose mentioned earlier, but he doesn't think his action, what he did, was wrong, which is for me is awful.
I think though, when it comes to Jackson, I think maybe if we're playing, given the benefit of the doubt, I think maybe why it might have been poor. I think the message he was trying to do was in from a good place. That he's saying he doesn't believe that, like we just said, that Enzo is like a racist. Do you know what I mean? Because I think he's coming from that angle more, and I think this maybe he's seen stuff on the timeline like, I know this guy. I played with this way. He's not, stuff.
But it's like murdering you. Like you're seen murdering someone, and then people go, "Oh, you're a serial killer. You made up a serial killer, but you still murdered someone." Like it's kind of like using extreme. Like it's like robbing one person. Yeah, it's like that's where it stems from. You can't say, "Oh, he's not a serial killer." All right, maybe he's not Jack the Ripper, but he still murdered someone. Like, what are we doing?
And you see, we don't know. People went on the timeline saying Enzo's fucking racist. fucking Margaret or some bullshit. Or people only really were talking about the video. People don't talk more about than just the video. And that's why I say, like, for me, it's just, and considering as well, the other African brothers in your team don't feel good about it. All the other ones, for me, it's like, bro, how do you feel? Like, for me, and this is why I'm kind of saying, like, from a black brother to another black brother, it's like, how can you feel about this situation? You can see your teammates are clearly, visibly upset about it. You know these guys have got group chats as well, talking about it as well. How can you then just come out and it kind of feels like getting stabbed at the back from the. If I'm Papana, I'm feeling like, hold on a second, bro. I thought we good, bro. If I'm that from Papana, hold on a second. I thought we good. And this is where I'm kind of like, it's a bit naive. It's naive from Jackson, in my opinion. Like, I'm not gonna say Jackson's an idiot, or I'm not gonna make jokes about, oh, I expect something like this from Jackson. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm saying that I think it's just really naive, and he needs to even think about himself maybe a bit more.
No, I'm sure he's coming more from a, no doubt they struck up a friendship because they both speak Spanish and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's more coming on the side that he's probably seen his friend like, oh, being called all this and all that, and it's coming from the heart. It's just maybe it's obviously the wrong. It's a nice idea. It's just the wrong arena. Do you know what I mean? It's like we know no one's really well. People are calling Enzo racist. No problem with that.
Read the room.
It's just like. And I think I saw. Is that true? Did I see something from Caicedo as well on the timeline, or was that false?
Nah, it's fake.
I think that was false.
Okay. On this as well, McAllister also said you have to be careful with what you say or do, especially in Europe where they are much more sensitive than here. This reality is that we are not a racist country. We are not used to talking about racism so much. Yes, it's a very important topic, obviously. Enzo has already apologized and explained what happened. I don't think there's much more to say. We know Enzo. We know he would never do it with bad intentions. He's not that guy. He's not racist. Here, see this shit, people.
There's a bit more to that as well. Like, there's a little bit more to that as well. He also says it's just a chant that got stuck and is more of a mocking tone than anything else. It's just a chant, guys. But as I said, you have to be very careful. I think the most important thing is that Enzo came out, gave the corresponding apologies, and that, in the end, should be valued.
Basically what they're saying is shut up and dribble. That's basically it's all of it is just shut up and dribble.
He's apologized. It's all over now, guys.
Yeah.
You know, there's a theory in life that there's a theory that there's three people that will always tell you the truth. Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're gonna say. I know.
Kids, yes, drunk people, and racists.
That's when people are angry at you as well. But I hear you.
But it's like basically he's just said he's just done the equivalent of I was drunk, I smashed up a window and stuff like that. I'm sorry, let's move on. And the equivalent of saying you can say anything, like I said earlier. Because we're celebrating, I can say anything I want, and then apologize afterwards. And then, do you see that giant rug of human history? We're just going to sweep another thing underneath like this. It's not talking about. It's ignorance in the fact that they
go to the thing. Go what the title what the actual tweet is. Go back to the actual tweet in it so you can see people obviously the context. Yeah, there you go. Yep, they did that too. I remember that
on his Instagram live. That's Mbappe's. That's meant to be a coffin with Mbappe's face on it.
It's crazy.
Yeah, for me, I actually put something there about the McAllister thing because I got share screen in it. I put that there about because I put a tweet out about that, which is very hilarious. But I said the particular line, especially in Europe, where they are much more sensitive than here. And then I said, you should know about what it means to be being sensitive. And this is a quote. I remember that because it was hella hilarious when I saw that. Quote by McAllister, I remember everyone called me Colo, which is ginger in Argentina. I don't like it much, and he told the teammates that he said he doesn't like it to be called Colo, so don't call him that. That was Messi in his defense, and since then the
Probably
teammates
wasn't
never called
pure
him,
enough for them.
bro, and then the teammates stopped calling him a ginger afterwards. So McAllister, bro. So you telling
That's why they
people.
sold that barcode to Brighton, Jez. That's why they sold that barcode to Brighton.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You're telling people here in Europe that what's happening in the bus. I'm not even gonna say Enzo. What's happening in the bus? Stop being sensitive about it. But you're sensitive because people call you ginger. All right, man. Look in the mirror, bro. Look in the mirror.
Pot calling the kettle
I just
kettle
want to
black,
say this,
but they might
like,
take that the wrong way. Go on.
yeah. So Sam's in the chat about like mentioning John Terry. Chelsea should have sold John Terry or terminated his contract in 2012. They should have done that. That's what they should have done. That his actions were far worse. Sorry. Let me just try that. His actions were blatant in terms of what he did on the pitch, and he admitted to them. Right? I don't care if the court didn't have enough evidence or whatever shit they. And on a side note, watch that documentary of Anton Ferdinand as well about the whole situation. Very enlightening. But they should have done that. And like I said, I tweeted out this week that a sad fact of life that money and finances will always trump morality.
Yeah,
in times.
Always
trump it. Always trump it. If they want to terminate Enzo's contract, if there's a morality clause in there, like I know some American owners like to do for American sports, I have no problem if they do that. I don't care. I don't care if he then goes to Spain, Barcelona, Madrid, and balls out. I really couldn't care less. Once you bring my club into disrepute like this, I have the same energy. I wanted the most winningest captain in my team's history gone. It's the reason I don't rate him as highly in the list of legends, John Terry, for what he's done. Do you know what I mean? I know Lewis has said stuff about John Terry as well. I won't repeat it on here on a live stream, but there's like, you know what I mean? There's more to
my centre back.
Yeah, proper Chelsea. I could say that. So do you know what I mean? Proper Chelsea. And I'll just leave it like that. So, but it's not. I don't understand. I don't understand any fans really giving any player support in this type of area. Going, oh yeah, well, you know, his age, you know, where he's from, you know, education.
Didn't mean it, guys.
Yeah, didn't mean it. You know, stuff like that.
You didn't understand the language he's grown up with since birth.
See, I talk about growing up. I grew up in a country, obviously Germany. I grew up in a country which is known for being racist, especially black people as well. And people talking about product of environment. I heard it to a degree because I grew up in an environment where I lived. Well, there were times where I was literally the only black kid in my school up until year 8, year 9. And so I'm not really known unless I would go to certain parties with my family where I see other people of my age group being black. Also, that most of my friends are white or Turkish or every other thing, anything than black. So I'm not really living around the black community. But my parents always taught me, like, regardless of who you are, always remember that they don't see you like they see other people, and there's always something on my end. From the 14 years that I was living there, I see what my parents meant by that. But by saying, because even remember, before it even was a regular panelist, Pi Radio, I talked about even comments. I used to be in the comments and Flawless and Stroh, they were there, and I was talking about the racism that I was going through in school, just in public. Even. Like here, I'm actually lucky that I haven't gone through that here in England, to be honest. Like in Germany, I was getting it so many years, and people tell me, "Oh, I shouldn't be reacting this way about this Argentina situation."
Oh, trying to police it.
I don't try to police it. Like when I literally went through 14 years of racism, bro, and had to endure, bro. The amount of time I was called a monkey in primary school going forward. People making jokes about my lips and my nose. People making jokes about my skin, how it was so much darker to theirs. Like I've been through so many things there, but I always remembered what my parents said and taught me, and how I should be, and how I should carry myself. And this is also where I learned And this is why I hate the fact that people say he's a product of environment. What do you expect from him? There's so many white people. There's so many white people that aren't racist who can accept them as normal people. Like we literally have so many here. I mean, shout out to Sophie. He's from Trinidad, bro. If people don't know, Sophie's from Trinidad. Like he's technically a brother. But there's so many white people that I know in my life as well that I've met and be like, they see me as a person. But even then, those people, I had to educate them because I would be one of the very few black people would actually ever see. I had to educate them, and they were willing to actually be educated. This situation is completely different, where people say, "Oh yeah, they can just do a quick program for a couple of weeks, maybe a 2-game suspension, everything's fine." You can make these guys programs for the rest of the content of the football club, and they're still going to stay the same person that they are because they are old enough to know. And then in Enzo Fernandez situation, for example,
and do the same thing, just be more sus about it.
100%, and like so many of them in that team, they don't live in Argentina. Like Enzo was in Argentina till 18, then he went to Portugal, to Benfica, then he came here to England. So you would have seen a little bit of culture from different countries. So you would have maybe learned more. But it seems like these guys don't want to learn because they think everything what they learned from their back home is everything is right. And everything that people trying to teach them is wrong.
Mascherano came out and spoke bullshit.
Yeah, him too. Yeah.
What did Mascherano say? He's another one who's been here. Yeah.
But they were so focused. It seems to me they had the mindset. They were so focused that no matter what, that they weren't. It wasn't even about winning the Copa America, but they could just win. They could sing that song. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Back. So they could, because they could say, "Oh yeah, we won the Copa America, so we've got this now. We've won it back-to-back competitions. What have you guys in France won?" And stuff like that. It bogs. And Jez is right. I always feel that product my environment is such a cop out sometimes. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, okay, it depends. Obviously, context and everything like that. But when I hear something like this, it's like, I don't really give a benefit of doubt for product my environment when it comes to stuff like that. Because you have a choice. Do you know what I mean? You can listen, you can broaden your horizon. Do you know what I mean? You don't go in a bubble. Do you know what I mean? You know, be aware, be open-minded, and even self-awareness. Do you know what I mean? It's like
Aaron Man United, Flo's your friend. He literally tweeted about it. There's so many things. It's fine if you don't have enough talent, and if you're not talented, if you don't maybe have the strongest work ethic, there's so many things that you can have flaws in your as a personality, as a person. But the worst thing that you can be as a person is have no self-awareness. That's the worst thing that you can have.
And people have a lot, and that's a lot of people who have zero self-awareness. And these scenarios tell you all you need to know. Trying to police how people are responding to it. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's just absolutely nuts. You know
people are just like, Fafana didn't have to tweet that.
Yeah, and you get people talking about, like even that last comment there that man is saying in regards to that. Nobody's saying racism across the board is wrong, no matter who it's from. So whether it's Argentinians, whether it's French, whether it's whatever nation, whatever race, it is wrong. So stop trying to point.
What aboutism? Just trying to take.
There's something I wanted to mention before I forget.
It's like a point system.
Yeah, it's like a point system.
There was something literally before I even forget. Because the Bentancur thing, I hate the fact how the club handled the situation. Yes, Son was humbled enough to accept obviously for context, people don't know. Bentancur was on TV, your grind TV. They were talking, having conversation, and then a reporter was asking a question related to Sonny. I can't remember it again. Mario probably knows the question, but a question related to Sonny, and his reply was all Asian look the same. So that was his response, and Sonny was humble enough to be coming out and saying, me and Bentancur have talked about the situation, and he regrets the situation, and he regrets what he did, and we are all cool now. And Bentancur, also like Enzo, put some bullshit and PR apology out there, pretty much saying pretty much implying that Son apologized to me. I apologized to Son. He accepted my apologies. I don't think I did anything wrong after that anymore, and I don't think I need to go through anything. And I hate the fact how the club didn't do more on that. Because for me, it's like it's cool. Yeah, it's cool that Son was humble enough to accept them. But if this wasn't Son and if this was somebody else, this could have escalated so much more, and you would have seen that more on the timeline because there were even Spurs fans. Even Eleanor said, Eleanor, one of her friends, she talked about how, and she told me that she blocked one of her friends that she knew for a long time because she felt like that Bentacle was not in the wrong. I said, fuck all that. And I'm actually glad that she cut her off, and said, no, I can't agree with these type of views, and I can't fuck with you like that no more. And I feel there's a lot of people there's a lot of people out here who will still fuck with a person just because they're friends. If you clearly see a person being completely wrong and they do not want to, and this is a view of mindset, and that you can't agree with, it's okay to go and cut this person off sometimes because it's like clear. It's not like some football debate. Yes, okay, we can debate about football, we can disagree about football opinion about this player is good, this player is not good. This happens, but matters like this, and then you start finding out a person's viewpoint and how they view life, and the fact that so many people in the Spurs fan base actually defended Bentancur for like this, and the way the club hasn't gone any further with this. Like you saw Wolves. Wolves did all they said, yeah, they did this, and we're gonna do this. We want to see punishment. Spurs should have suspended Bentancur as well. They should have fined him as well, but it didn't do anything because Sonny accepted his apology. But for me, that's poor enough, and that's again an example where I feel like I don't. For anyone who's saying, "Oh, it's just only Enzo," why are you guys not talking about your players? I want my players to get punished too, but it's not going to happen because
I said it at the start.
I want my players to get punished.
Well. Fuck everybody that was there.
Bring up that comment. Can you bring up that comment?
Yeah, I got you. Big up Prime on the
I want people to look at this comment and realize what's wrong with this comment. What's wrong with this comment right here?
Go on, what do you think is wrong with this comment? Go
on. When have they ever set an example when it comes to it? When have they ever set an example of anything? Same with our own FA, by the way. It's amazing that Finale can get a 10-month ban for betting stuff, but Luis Suarez only got like an 8-game ban for racism and stuff like that.
I thought the problems that we need to set an example too.
Yeah, this isn't against you, Joel. You probably don't. I don't know how old you are. You're probably young. So FIFA trying to set an example of anything is honestly do not. What it's like asking me to go to the gym 4 times a week at the moment. Do you know what I mean? It's just not happening. Do you know what I mean? It's just stuff like that. You know, it's just you're wasting your time at this moment. FIFA will not do anything. Here's an idea. I tell you what. I'm gonna bet. This is what I think they're gonna do. Fine, and a suspended ban or whatever. You know, or like a 2-game international ban for Enzo.
Something like
that. Yeah.
All right, if that was me, boy, if that was me, I would these guys ban each individual ban for their clubs at least for 8 games or so, each individual, and then what I would do is don't let them defend their Copa and their World Cup. That would be because you know they're not gonna change. So what you do is don't let them defend what they want, which they have to earn. Don't let them do that.
Yeah, I agree with Jez. Big up everyone.
Big up, bro.
Big up, bro.
Sorry.
It's cool.
So yeah, I've got like what do I where do I even start with all of this?
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot that's going on. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
I get it. Especially
today. Where do I start with all of this?
It's not just that. It's on you. It could be on Enzo. It can be on the response. It can be on Enzo. It can be the way he's been.
Wherever you start, it will flow naturally.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, like if you're gonna be like prejudiced or racist or homophobic or whatever towards like other people, like obviously I'm against that. But again, like whatever. But if you're stupid enough to record it, like. You're stupid enough to record it. I don't think Enzo should be the face of this. I think they should punish all of them as a collective. Agreed. However, your racists also don't care if you're the one getting the front of the abuse. I said this as soon as it came out. Like what I would do. Argentina are banned from playing international games for 2 years. They can't play in the next World Cup. They can't play in the next Copa America. And you also strip them of the last Copa win and the last World Cup win. Make a proper example out of them.
Mm-hmm.
And for anyone who wants to say, "Oh well, it was only a few people on camera. We don't know if it's everyone or whatever. We can't tar everyone with the same brush." They've done this. This is not an isolated incident. Like they've done this before. We know about this because it happened during the World Cup. Like they've done this before. Like if you know what they were talking about, like they're claiming that they're French, but their dad is Nigerian and their mother is Angolan, and like if you actually listen to what's being said, you don't have to call a black person the N-word for you to be like racist towards them.
Facts.
And the fact that I see people defending it, I see Chelsea fans defending it. I guess surprise, surprise. I see Africans defending this. Again, I'm not surprised because the way they defended the Greenwood situation. I'm seeing rivals being tribal and saying, McAllister wasn't on the bus. How do you know he wasn't there? Oh, of course, a typical Chelsea player being racist. Surprise, surprise. Ha, ha, ha. People trying to point score. Oh, Arsenal could never be my club. Like, people trying to point score when they're all, like, it's just, I don't know, it's just so stupid. It's just, this is why I keep saying, like, we always talk about stamp out racism from football, but people won't do anything. The higher ups, UEFA, FIFA, won't do anything to actually stamp out racism. I agree with Jez. Do something serious.
Yep.
Don't let them play in the next international tournaments. Take their last 2 trophies from them. So that way you set a precedent. So the next country that maybe tries this, or the next player that does something like this, you have something to fall back on. But they won't. John Terry, we saw in England, he got away with it. In the court of law, technically he was innocent. He got away with it. Suarez, he got a few games banned, but he got away with what he did. Like you see the abuse that Vinny gets in Spain. People don't care. People will try and make excuses. Chelsea fans making excuses and saying we're scapegoating Enzo. No. I don't think Enzo should be scapegoated and be the face of this. I want to punish everyone.
Facts.
People will say Messi wasn't there. Oh, speaking of which, was it a coach or someone? Someone was trying to say that Messi, as the captain of Argentina, should speak out about this, and he got fired.
With the president of the football minister of Argentina.
Yeah, like, do you know how embarrassing that is? If this isn't a problem, like people trying to defend this isn't a problem. Why would Enzo apologize? If this is a joke,
exactly.
Why apologize? If this is a joke, why is like McAllister and Rodrigo de Paul and Mascherano and the vice president coming out and saying, oh, well, Enzo apologized already, so let's basically just throw it under, we can talk about this in private. No need to make it a public issue. No, if you abuse me in public, then we can talk about this in public. Like, what are we doing? Like, the apology to me is bullshit anyway. In terms of Chelsea, how we deal with this. The apology, he had to come out and say something, but it's bullshit. Like, you posted an apology at 12 midnight in the UK. You know what you're doing. But for me, personally, I want him gone. But it's up to not just our black French players, but the black players in the squad as a whole. If they can be amicable with him, then I guess you keep him and we try and move on as a squad. But if this is going to affect us, then he has to go. Chelsea have had 2 terrible seasons back to back because of the disharmony in our squad. We can't have another bad season like this now. This is supposed to be a fresh start, and we're starting it off with a major racial incident. If we can't come to some sort of conclusion, God has to go. I don't care about being like him being educated or whatever, because you can't unlearn 22 years of programming. He was brought up that way. He was raised that way. He doesn't care. Like, there's no excuse of, oh, he was drunk or he was celebrating a win. He doesn't care. These people don't care. The way I'm seeing them defend this, they don't care. So you punish them as a whole, as a country.
Facts.
And for people who are going to say that's not fair, like, Do people not remember being in school as I remember being in school as a class? Like if we were all good as a class in primary school on a Friday, we would get like an hour extra of PE or an hour extra of computer time.
You got treated as a collective.
Exactly.
Like,
But a few people,
yeah.
if a few people in class fucked up, then you get punished and none of you get anything.
Mm.
So if we're gonna say, okay, maybe not everyone in the squad is racist, fine. But the fact of a few people were singing it on camera, no one said anything,
Facts.
you all get punished. Maybe this will set an example of the next time someone is dumb enough to try and record them saying something racist. They'll think back and say, well, these guys got punished. Maybe I shouldn't. Like, this would be like if on this live stream, if Flawless said something, if none of us comes out and be like, bro, that's out of line, you can't say that.
Yeah, you're all culpable. Yeah,
we're just as bad. Like, I don't get how you can be this dense. I really don't get how you can be this dense.
Oh, it's just so many reasons to it, man, bro. I'm like,
common sense ain't that common, bro.
Bro, it's funny because like even like Prime, you said that there's so many reasons, and one of them is just again football and tribalism. No peep of Tottenham fans defending Lo Celso because none of them rate them. So they're fine that Lo Celso can get banned. They don't care. But Guti Romero, he didn't do anything. He's literally in the video. So like, I'm sorry, bro. He's part of this as well. And some Tottenham fans don't want to be in denial about it. I don't care about your feeling. And if this is how you feel, fair enough. I said this already multiple times. If Romero's getting sold, I wouldn't care. If Romero's there, I don't care. But I lost respect for him as a person to the point where I'd like, he can be in the squad or not. He can be wearing the armband because he's a vice captain or not. I don't have respect for him. Don't come to me and say, "Oh my God, why are you not rating Romero?" I would talk about this matter, and then if you disagree, then I'm not going to talk with you anymore about this issue.
And you see Jez, see the way Jez is reacting? His own player wasn't stupid enough to record this. I don't know if Romero's in the video or not, but Jez feels exactly the same way I feel. So this is not a tribalistic. Jez is a Spurs fan. He could easily say, well, of course a Chelsea player would be racist. What do you expect? Jez could easily banter this, but he's not. He's taking this seriously. Like, for people who are trying to be I was on stream last night and there are Liverpool fans trying to make it tribal and be like, oh, well, it's Chelsea. What do you expect? You only care because it's a Chelsea player, yada, yada, yada. People calling me hypocrite, people calling me racist. And I'm like, what are we doing? I actually care about the issue at hand here. You're just trying to be tribal and make jokes out of it. Like, it's annoying. And there's a super chat, Flawless. The latest super chat by Violet.
Oh, well, he said here. I was like, you were cooking. So I was like, you just said, homie, the sad thing is it takes racism to unite black community. After this is settled, you are going to have the Ghanaian hate on Nigeria and stuff like that. Hey, the thing is, we'll just never be united as people. Like,
it's not even united.
Yeah, it's not even united on that. We're just never as a people. You know what I'm saying? This is why I always say,
we hate our own. It's more like
we failed.
people.
We failed as a race. And when I say the race, not even color, it's the human race. God pressed the reset.
How much abuse I've got the last 24 hours, and the majority are from African accounts.
Tells you all you need to know.
It's a shame, bro. It's a shame, bro.
Hold it down one sec. Just get a drink,
bro.
Carry on one sec.
I've never been more disgusted to be a Chelsea fan and an African. You know how embarrassing it is for fans of my club and people from my continent to support this. You know how embarrassing that feels.
It's just crazy.
Tribalism, because Enzo is because he has the ability. He's still the cornerstone of this club. Chelsea's trying to build around him, or Tottenham have Romero. He's the centre back.
That's also bullshit because he's done nothing for Chelsea.
I know that, Prime, but you know how the narrative was before. And obviously, a lot of people are no fine to just get rid of him, for example, who still have this little thing about it, though, Prime. So I'm looking at it from the perspective of like they're looking at it from that perspective. Even so, they're putting their own interest in their own football club over a much bigger issue, which is a universal issue, even which you see all around the world, which is just insane. Which is insane, bro. Like I said, man, it's. I thought today is. I thought today. I thought this was gonna quiet down a little bit today. Obviously, people are gonna talk about it. I'm gonna see on my timeline, and it's gonna quiet down. But then these fuckers said, "Fuck it, we're gonna double down," and said, "Yo, this is who we really are."
Of course.
Well, until tomorrow, there'll probably be some more quotes.
100%.
We might get some Poch quotes for the culture.
Bro, listen.
Oh, man.
I don't trust UEFA or FIFA or whatever to do what's
These are
actually needed. But
they're the biggest crooks themselves.
Chelsea, this Clear Lake administration, because it's been a fuck up after fuck up for 2 years. You better make a stand now, because I've actually been praising them this summer. How they handled the Poch sacking, bringing in Maresca. I'm actually thinking they're doing things different now. Do not fuck this up. Do not fuck this up, please.
Man, I feel like I know how this is gonna end. Like it's gonna be probably at worst, maybe a ban, but
apparently FA is getting involved, the English FA, and he might get banned until like.
But it's just so bullshit that it's just really only gonna be Enzo. It's so bullshit.
That's the thing.
It's so
All
bullshit.
the other players will get away with it.
And it's so bullshit. And it's not even me feeling sorry for Enzo. For me, it's like,
Same.
hold on a second. I want to see just justice in general. Seeing that people, even if they necessarily weren't singing, you guys were still involved and didn't felt anything to say. Nah, everybody should get punished. Bro. I don't care that Traguson is gonna come in and be my
Any Premier League player that can't prove that they weren't on that coach at the time should be getting the ban.
Literally, like this the guys in the team that are from the Spanish league for the Liga. I don't expect none shit. The Spanish league are me thinking about the Premier League.
Yeah, the Paul will go and get heroes welcome.
Bro.
Vinicius. They're all throwing him under the bus. I find that embarrassing.
It's very embarrassing.
Yeah, every single one of the quotes is talking about Enzo. Enzo did. Enzo. Not all of them.
So it's like, it's to protect your own skin. Like when we all know you all take part of this as well. And bro, I think only 3 or 4 months ago, remember the Vinny incident against Valencia, I think, when he got racially abused. That was 2 years ago, I think, 2 seasons. And the only 3-4 months ago, we're finally able to identify the person. So it took them nearly a year and a half to 2 years or 2 seasons to find out who the person was. This was La Liga ain't gonna do shit. They're gonna look at them and say, "Yo, give him a statue. He was racist to the black people."
They ain't doing shit. They 100% they not doing shit, and I think we know that. Again, large up everyone that is tapped in. Big up Lewis, big up Prime for joining as well. Make sure you subscribe to Carefree Lewis G. Link is in the title. We did go well over 100 likes. 124. Let's get us up to 140 likes, people. Make sure you do that. Subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV, because we are closing in on 12K, people. We are now under 100 away. So we're only in double digits now away from 12K. So we'll probably hit that by the end of this month. So salute to all of you lot who made that possible. Big up to all of the regulars in the chat, all of the new people in the chat, all of the members, all of the mods. Love to everyone who's locked in. Make sure you keep an eye on the upcoming live stream schedule. I will update it, but tomorrow you'll get the United Liverpool show. So Man United analysis at Anfield, the final Man United crossover will be back, people. So we're gonna keep these shows on the road. So yeah, man, and it's good to, like I say, the only good thing that comes out of these type of things happening is people showing their true colors and letting you know, let it be known. If you feel this is okay, if that's how I look at it, let it be known. But don't forget as well, this show, all the other shows on the channel, people, are available on audio platforms, people. So Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever you listen to podcasts, wherever you listen to music, if there is a podcast section, Sarcasm City TV will be there. So Spotify, type in Sarcasm City TV, follow us, 5-star us, make sure you do that. iTunes, all you iPhone users, man, 5-star us on iTunes, Apple Podcast. Also, Sarcasm City TV and wherever else. Yes, Warrior J, back again is on tomorrow, 1 p.m. UK time, people. So back in, Lewis will be there, Monts will be there, Troops, and of course, myself as well. Make sure you subscribe to Sheet TV. Yeah, go on.
Sorry, not to interrupt, because I wasn't here for the whole show and stuff. Flawless and Jez, this is probably a stupid question. But I'm assuming that you guys don't think your clubs will do anything for your
Oh,
respective.
absolutely.
No, I don't think so. No, because I think they're looking at it from the perspective of, oh, it wasn't my players, so why
Yeah, you
should
went
we
on
do it?
camera. Yeah, you went on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think it's wrong. I think it's super wrong. But it's the unfortunate truth. I feel like I would be
Yeah,
super surprised if something happens.
Yeah, super very, very shocked. I've seen how my club dealt with the whole Greenwood situation, so tells me all I need to know in regards to them jokers. But yeah, I don't. But love to all the panelists, everyone. Like I said, big up to you lot. We are going to redirect over to the gaming channel. So we're live on playback. Get over to the playback. I won't be live on the gaming channel for too long. But since there's so many of you lot, let's redirect to the gaming channel. No Clubs GTA. So I'll see if the man them are pulling up. But I'll be running some online missions on there. But for some reason, it's probably back to the start. So I've got to do the online cutscene thing again, right at the very start again. For whatever reason, I don't know why it's done that.
There was an update, I think. A couple
Is
of
that
days
what it
ago.
is? So when they do the update, is that when it happens?
I don't know. I obviously I got the 4 and 5 version. It didn't affect the 5 version, so I'm not really sure.
Yeah, it does that. I've had to do this so many times where it's like, oh, not this again. You can skip. How'd you skip it, Sheik? How'd you skip it?
I just like join online straight away. Like you just like press pause and then join online.
Nah, even when I choose, because I got where's the controller now? Oh, no. Even when I look here, let me see if it works. Yeah, see, well, GTA Online will be available once you've completed the prologue. Yeah, the first mission. Yeah. The first mission when you're Oh yeah, Warrior Jake. The problem is I'm on the PS4, so he's on the PS5. That's the otherwise I would have done. Hit join the session. The event it's not available. It says legit Chic. GTA Online will be available once you've completed the prologue. There's no join session button. That's what happens when I go to online when I click start. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You gotta finish it. So yeah, I will do so, unfortunately. But yeah, I'll be over there. If any of the gang are about, they'll be pulling up as well. Be running that for about an hour or so. Just because, get some content over there on the playback. So love to everyone that's locked in. Lewis, let them know where they can find you, what you got coming up, all that good stuff.
Just another stream tomorrow, wherever Chaos comes out. We'll be live off the back again. So big up, guys. Bless up.
There you go. Love to everyone that's locked in. The show will be back every Thursday, midnight UK time, 12 a.m. UK time. Myself, Jez Surfer, talking all things Manchester United, Chelsea, and Tottenham Hotspur. So love to everyone that has indeed locked in. Did I actually do start of the redirect to make sure I did that before we do indeed close out? Give up to all the super chatters who weren't Egypt though. Salute to you lot. That's what I will say. I'm saying salute to the real ones. You always get people trying to do whataboutism at a time like this. Well, this happened there. It's like, it's all wrong. What are we talking about? We're talking about this particular incident.
We should ignore all incidents because
yes, because it's happened before.
Do you know when whataboutism doesn't exist?
When things stop happening.
When it happens to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
To you or affects someone you're close to or something like that. You don't even think about whataboutism. If someone said that to you, you blow up at them.
But why should I care what happened to you? Because you didn't care what happened to me.
No, it's another conversation. But
that's what that is.
Whataboutism is selective.
Facts.
And by the way, over here at least, and also like on Lewis's channel and other platforms like this, we speak about all the issues when it comes up.
Yes. And that's what annoys me is when people pull up, oh, well, double standards. Well, you are new here because you wasn't here when we were talking about that incident when it happened, because we talk about all these incidents when they happened.
We should hate
so many different ranges of takes.
I hate
very educational.
I know you're finishing off. I know you want to finish off this one, make it quickly, but it's just I hate the fact that I hate just people the way that just think that way. Not because you're saying that necessarily, because it's cool to be new, but instead of trying to ask and educate yourself how people feel about just social matters and situation, we just make assumptions and think just because we speak about the Argentine people like that, all of a sudden we think every other racism or discrimination in any sort of form or shape is okay. No, it's not.
It's okay what them saying. That's absolutely fine.
So I'm saying, like, people a message for today, man. It's always okay to educate yourself if you don't know something.
Yes.
It's always fun.
Speaking of education, in the Bele Griezmann situation, the people know that they were banned, they were fined, and they lost lucrative sponsorship deals. So they were punished.
Well, Barcelona lost the Konami sponsorship because of them too.
They were punished.
I didn't know about that. I didn't know they lost a Konami. Jesus Christ. Mad.
Yeah.
Well, yes, these things can fuck up a person.
Yes.
Mad. I didn't know that.
I
shit.
don't think.
Mad.
Repercussions. So
Exactly. And we do that, and over here they will criticize for that. It's like Jez says, is people just assume, oh well, it's not. No,
And
you just went here.
if we don't know something has happened, then tell us.
Yes.
I didn't know about the Ventacor stuff until Jez just mentioned it. So tell us.
Yes. Because it's things that are going to fly under the radar, but that got blown up because it's Argentina. It's Enzo Fernandez. He plays for Chelsea. He went live on his Instagram and he just won Copa America.
That's the only reason.
Of
The only
course.
reason is that he decided to stream.
Yeah.
No, not even that. No, not even that. You guys know how this became a thing. He went live with it, right? Obviously. And the guy who screen recorded it is like a River Plate fan. And like he like obviously River Plate is in Argentina. He was backing the views of what Enzo was saying. The guy screen recorded what Enzo said it and posted it, basically saying, "Oh, Enzo's very like has based views and stuff like that. I agree with what Enzo's saying and yada yada yada." Then someone else found it, and it became mainstream. So without that guy originally agreeing with Enzo and screen recording it, we don't know. And that's why I'm saying it's happened many times before. This is not a one-off incident. We know what happened during the World Cup. So if it's happened once, I can assume it's happened numerous times.
There we go. And on that note, we are going to close out. And it is, if this, because this is going to happen again at some point, not even necessarily with Enzo or Argentina, just in general. And it's another unfortunate conversation we're going to have, but we move. But love to everyone that has locked in. Like I said, we're redirecting over to the gaming channel. Get over to the playback, though. GTA 5 online missions. So playback.tv/sarcasmcitytv or download the playback app. Go follow over there. There'll be more content over there outside of gaming as well. Because the fact that Jez mentioned Konami and I just thought of fighting games and stuff, I need to like find Tekken or Streets of Rage or something like that. Some old
PlayStation's got summer sale on games, so I don't know if there are any fight ones on there. But
wrong thing.
Speaking of which,
to the 14th of August,
you can start pre-ordering EA FC 25. If that's what it's called. So
is that the one with what's it called?
That's one with pro clubs and stuff.
Yeah, if it's got, I don't care about pro clubs on it. I don't care about nothing else. And to nephew, you mentioned about me bringing back Fight Night. I will. I was gonna do it today, but I had some other stuff to do today. But I'm gonna bring back Fight Night before the month's out, definitely. Cause I still want my title shot, 100%. Depends. Hey, Sheik, depends WWE what the price is. But anyways, we will discuss all of that. Love to everyone that has locked in. And this has been the Manchester United, Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur Show, Random United Podcast, Ballers at the Bridge Podcast, talking at Tottenham Talk, live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in. And to Warrior J, we'll do bingo after the GTA. Definitely. We're definitely going to run bingo after football bingo after the GTA 5, without doubt. Salute.